Oh my goodness. What's up, everybody? I don't know what Caucasian did. He don't know what he did. All they can hear is this loud music, though. I don't know who's watching. But Scotty Waddles, hello, hello. Snark and Sass, hello. Eggsy, Wondering Hippie. And the birthday boy will be here momentarily. You are muted. Thank you. That music was so loud.
That is what ruined what I was doing over there, bro. Like, I hit that button and it did a weird sidebar thing, and suddenly I couldn't figure out what was going on. Hey, how is everybody? How you doing?
I'm okay. You caught me off guard, man.
Yeah, I'm good at that.
Yeah.
You did good. I'm proud of you.
Well, once I realized that you put me up and I had to do something, it was like, shit.
Right? Because I'm a troll. So did you just get done with your shift at the hospital, or they let you out of the sperm bank?
What are you talking about? It don't look like scrub.
You kind of look like you might have just turned the oldest patient at the old folks' home.
Shut the front door.
Welcome to the roast, ladies and gentlemen. This is the way this happens.
Yes, whatever. You suck balls.
All right, so I got a couple of things picked out over here, not a whole lot. I'm basically just going to sit here, shoot shots, and shoot shots. That's my plan.
That's your plan?
That's the plan, yes. You just caught a stray.
Oh.
Let me find the right playlist so I can actually set things off. Actually, I didn't get to do that. I want to do that one. We're going to do that one.
Why don't you restart? It's Groundhog Day. Start over.
Restart. Oh my God.
Like, do your intro, whatever.
Yeah, that's right. Because you're the one girl. And look at there. We got another girl. Hey, sexy. Damn, you stupid fly. Let me pull up that bumper and spank that monkey. Hey, did Tim Pool get pissed when he took his beanie?
Actually,
I know, Joe Cool. That's what I'm saying. Vertical, really?
So cool.
Like, I cannot believe he was doing it this way. This is bullshit.
I wasn't expecting Vertical for your birthday stream, but
exactly.
Okay.
What the hell?
I don't know, man. I think
okay. Stop telling him it's okay. You act like it's his birthday or something.
I mean, it's his birthday. He can cry if he wants to.
So what? I'm crying. It's his birthday, but I'm crying.
I mean, well, Age Out, when's your birthday? We'll cry together. How about that?
Okay.
When's your birthday? I actually, and Squash has got me beat by 3 weeks. My birthday is 21 days from now. So.
Not my birthday, Eggsy. It's his birthday.
I know that. I know it's his birthday. That's what I'm saying.
We're February again. Chat. Look, Jay, if you're going to be up here, you better pay attention.
All right, fine. Whatever, man. Get mad at me too. Cut my head off. Bite my head off. Jesus.
Welcome to the show, bud. This is the GroundHawgg Roast. We take shots and take shots. I'm going to take a shot. Y'all take a shot at each other.
Well, I made a mixed drink because you said you were drinking, so I got me some Fireball and some 7-Up.
Nice.
I wanted to get myself prepared. Yeah. And if I run out of that, I have some Cabernet Sauvignon I can start sipping on. Actually, I had that with dinner.
Whatever.
You were sipping on a Cabernet?
The Cabernet, well, that was when I had pasta. And usually when I get pasta, when my girl cooks pasta, I go to the liquor store and get us a bottle of wine. Because I like to have wine with my pasta.
What shape of pasta was it?
I was just some basic spaghetti. That's all. Spaghetti and meatballs. Okay. That's all.
I made spaghetti and meatballs like was that yesterday? Day before yesterday. And then I made a shrimp Alfredo tonight. And it was actually pretty freaking good because I did use a bottled Alfredo base, but I go farther than that. It's not just, Alfredo.
I am a weak link. Yes.
You're the weak link.
What's your drink of choice, AJ?
Oh, my Captain and Dr. Pepper.
That's not bad. Okay. I mean, the Captain does, take off the edge of how shitty Dr. Pepper is, but yeah, that's not bad.
Maddie,
or Coke or whatever your beverage.
If you're going to speak about the Lord of all drinks, you could do it backstage.
He was talking. Well, I mean,
oh my God, you like Dr. Pepper?
Past my lips.
I just never, man, because I always thought Dr. Pepper was meant to be like a cinnamon cherry flavor, and then they came out with the cherry vanilla Dr. Pepper, or whatever it was. But I'm like, I thought it was already cherry, and I don't know what Dr. Pepper's flavor is. It's just a weird flavor. It just tastes
23 flavors, baby, including plum.
Yeah, but I just couldn't jive with it. I just can't. Not that it's nasty. It just tastes. That's all.
Tastes, man.
It just tastes, man. It's like sugar.
This is why you're a low Brent, low brow, no good, no taste, savage.
Now, if I was highbrow, oh my goodness, look me.
But they were calling you Silent Bob in chat. They were trying to troll you with Silent Bob.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck that guy was. It must have been. Is that one of your guys, man? This dude was on my sack the whole time, man. I'm like, bro, who are you, dude?
I mean, I have Caucasian, maybe.
Hey, John,
what?
Can you text or text Joe Cool the link?
I don't know his number. I don't have his digits.
I find that amazing. You're a white woman on the internet. I figured you
knew. No.
Yeah, but I mean, the guy was trying to say I'm gonna go cuddle with Silent Bob, and I mean, I think this guy I think he liked me. Like he liked me. I think he thought it was attractive, right. But I'm like, bro, he has to fight my girlfriend for me first if he wants to do that.
Sure.
If I had some chilled box wine, I would.
Snark and Sass came through and said hi. We got Eggsy. We got the Wandering Hippie, or as we were calling him last night, the Wandering Herpy.
Yeah.
Dude, he
Hipsterina.
He did some absolute art last night, right? A completely straight guy who sat down with his granddaughters, his daughters, and his wife and let them make him up for a stream. Mm-hmm. And it sounds like some weird lefty bullshit, but it's okay because it's Wandering Hippie and he is weird lefty bullshit. So that's fine, right? But It was excellent content. It was absolutely beautifully done, and it was for the most wholesome of reasons. So I even though I want to like shoot at him for that, like I want to come at him for that, at the same time, I've done exactly the same thing. Let my daughters sit down and make me over. I've done it. It's a wholesome, great. It's great.
It was great. I can't believe he cut off the tip of his finger today. Did you read that in chat?
What?
Hippie cut the tip of his finger off today. His middle finger. So he said that his middle finger on a saw or something, his middle finger, he said, is now the same as his pointer finger. So he cut that much of his finger off. Yeah, he was saying it in your chat.
Yeah, I read that too, but when you said just the tip got cut off, I didn't know what you meant, so I kind of
that was a late stage circumcision. But listen,
right?
You can call me Sasquatch. I don't mind, Brutus. A2, Mr. Queefcake. By the way, that's a participation trophy right there, Brutus Queefcake. That's good.
So Squatch, it's your birthday. your birthday stream, what would you like to do today or this
Dude,
evening?
I'm the most boring person on earth. If given my own ruthers, I will sit here and watch beavers build a dam. I will sit. I'm not even joking. I will sit right here and watch one of those stupid documentaries about how a 14th century ship sails.
Bro, honestly, I'll be real with you. When I first started really smoking bud, and I mean like this is like mid
Uh,
2010s, when I would get like absolutely blazed out of my skull, I'd be like, I want to learn some shit, and I'd put on like National Geographic or the History
he
Channel
said
or Discovery Channel,
beavers.
and I would just
No,
sit there and just watch it and just absorb because it
you
knocks
just
back all
wanted
my
to see
ADHD so I can focus properly, and I would just absorb all the info, bro. It's
you
like the
just
greatest
wanted
thing
to
to
see
do.
the nipples for the natives. That's what
Hey
National
man, listen,
Geographic was
Tribal
for,
Life. That was the show back in the day. If you wanted to see some nips on cable TV, you watch Tribal Life. That's how you did
right?
it.
Yeah,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
God,
man.
where are my haters at? Why aren't my haters here?
Because you didn't invite them to the party, god damn it.
Yeah,
That's why.
Well, I mean, you started early,
I
so
did. I
I
did. I started
mean,
30 minutes early, and I did it on purpose.
And you know what? And you visually impaired your haters by going vertical. That's why they're like, oh, I want to hate on him
yes, that
horizontal. I want to hate on
too.
him landscape, not
I don't
vertical.
want a moron coming in here. I want somebody with some actual chops. That's why I'm going to text homie. That's why I'm.
If you really want a hater, I could always invite King Shenard. That
No, I
would be
said a
lit.
hater, not a panel killer.
Uh-huh.
Those are different.
Oh,
Yep.
Ajot, you don't know who King
What?
Shenard is. You have yet to
No.
Yeah,
actually.
King Shenard. King Shenard
He
will
has.
accuse you of tap dancing because you disagreed with some non-salient point to the conversation.
Oh yeah.
No, he
I
would
told,
call her a tap dancing ally. No, that's
yeah,
different. She would be a tap
I
dancing
mean,
ally.
I am called a Russian spy.
but that's just
Yeah.
because you're an international woman. You have Roman hands and Russian fingers.
Oh, wait. I could be taken in so many ways.
I'll give it to you. Don't fuck with me, Jay.
Oh,
That's all
man.
you
Oh,
you- listen, no. My wife spent a week in Puerto Rico a couple of months ago. She has been
which part?
absolutely begging me to go back. I have no freaking clue, but she's been begging me to go back. Uh,
I
and
would love to
I'm
go.
totally, absolutely down. And
Listen, if you, man, I would, if you were serious, you really wanted to, there's some spots you should definitely visit El Yunque.
dude,
Arecibo
I'm
is,
going to get with you on this. Like, this is
yeah,
like in the future
great spot.
things of shit for Sasquatch to do.
Yeah.
And this sounds crazy, but just
Mhm.
work with me on it. And we might all go together. Take us a
That'd be
fucking
great.
slow cruise or some goddamn shit. I don't know. The decisions have not been made. There are a lot of
Mhm.
things in flux at the moment. I'm shopping for an RV. I'm
Right.
working on making a mobile studio.
No, no
I'm
hairy
working on
thumbs.
some traveling things that I haven't really brought up a whole bunch
Well,
of.
I will
Uh,
say this. If you go back again, okay, definitely visit El Yunque in the, it's in the rainforest. It's actually in the rainforest. Arecibo, they don't have the observer. They had the world's largest observatory,
gotta go
observatory there.
see. I
Closed down.
gotta go see the bond board, man. We got to go to Arecibo, no doubt. Got to go see that bond board.
Definitely go to Old San Juan. Visit El Morro. That's the fortress. Definitely go to, if you can, go to Vieques. It's a smaller island off of the main island, and there's a ferry you can go to see that, and you'll see a bunch of other, like, some tribal carvings, some tribal relics, so to speak. My family, when my abuelo, when he was alive, he stayed in Juncos. It's my father's village. When I visited him the first time, my mother's village was in Camoy. That's more to the northwest of the island. That's a good spot to go to. Um, and if you ever get a chance and you want to go to the biggest area for shopping, if you want to go to a bunch of cool bodegas and you really want to buy some designer clothes on the cheap, then go to Gaguas. Gaguas Miguel Cotto, the boxer, he lives there, and they have some great food over there. The great street vendors, and you can also go to the Captain Morgan and Bacardi factories are there. So rum is dirt fucking cheap. Rum is
It
dirt.
is, it,
Rum
um,
is dirt cheap. Oh,
bro. That's one of the things she told me. She's like, dude, we're gonna get us an Airbnb or something. We're gonna
mhm.
post up in the right locations so that we can basically, short leg migrate our fat American asses around. It'd be great. It'd be great, dude.
Let's see. You can go to Well, keep in mind you don't need a passport to go there. Obviously, you can go. There's a great resort that we went. We went in peak season. We went the first time my family and I went. This was 2014, I think. It's the first time I ever went to the island to go visit family. We stayed at a resort in Oaxaca. It was only $100 a night. Actually, it was pretty good. Oaxaca's got a great beach. Then you can go to Crash Boat Beach. That's where the Pelican Whisperer is.
Isn't
He's a
there
great.
isn't there like a what is it called, a bioluminescent beach down there?
Luquillo. Luquillo.
Yes,
Luquillo
that's
is
it.
beautiful.
I've never heard that word said. I've only seen it
Yes.
written.
Luquillo is such a beautiful beach because in the daytime, the water it's very warm, bro. It's like if you were to have a nice leisurely warm bath. It's that warm, and you can see straight. You can see straight down into the water. You see the fish swimming by your feet, and at night you can see. But basically, it's not. You can't say it's bioluminescence, but the fish reflect a lot of light. It's kind of like what's that book called? Like the rainbow fish, not the rainbow fish, but there was a book back in the day where the fish had lots of shiny scales and it reflects the light back. Loquillo is a beautiful beach, honestly. A lot of Dominicans over there, but they make good food, so I don't mind. Go to Crash Boat. Go to Crash Boat Beach. Like I said, Harry. His name is Harry. I don't know his last name, but Harry the Pelican. No, Harry Aguilar, the Pelican Whisperer. He actually trains pelicans to do
this
tricks.
is why I'm saying, like, we'll get our shit together, we'll do this shit, and you're gonna go visit your fucking family, and we're gonna come down there and do some stupid shit. It'll be fucking great, dude. We'll do the whole American thing. What's up, you dusty motherfucker?
Joe,
I can't believe I'm here.
How's your wife and my kids?
Yeah, they're all doing well. They're all doing well.
That's good, baby. That's good. You need to teach them little bastards some fucking respect.
Squatch, you ain't shit, yo. I swear. Squatch, you ain't shit, man.
Really? Wait till you meet me, bro. Wait till you meet me. You're gonna meet me and realize that I am nothing but shit.
Shit.
I don't know how to stand this phone up vertical, man. What the fuck?
Well, you gotta get one of these, bro. Listen, Joe Cool, why don't you just get one of these, man? You get them on Amazon for like $20. Just get one of these, bro.
Cool travels.
Oh shit, I got one of them over here. Hold on, I'm an idiot.
Yeah. Well, if you have one, yeah, use that.
I'm an idiot. I got one of those.
See, that's why I like Jay. He handles shit the simplest way possible.
Thank you for that.
Yes, that's called optimization.
Logistics, dude. Logistics is one of the things my autism is very useful for. I pay attention to like tiny details. I'm a firm believer that they say the devil is in the details, but in truth, it's God. Because if you take care of all the details, the devil never gets a chance.
You had to get one of these joints too. The Dostoevsky.
Is that your cock ring, bro? I can't wait.
No, this is too small. You know me.
Yo, you
what
wild,
you got,
bro.
baby? What you got?
I'm finna smoke with you, Pepe. Hold on.
Hell yeah, hold up. Let me slap around White Squatch's booty and let me see if I can get him because
see if we can
Joe, are you still in Colorado right now, or are you back
I'm back in Colorado. I'd have been to where did I go? I just went to Arizona. I filmed in Tucson and filmed with James Freeman and Tuck now. And now I'm back here and I'm finna leave again in a couple of days.
Were you in Colorado? Were you in Colorado around May? Around May of this year?
It's possible. It's I don't know.
Because here's the thing, man. I was there. I wish I don't know. I was there this past May. I would have looked you up, man. Guess what? I stayed in Colorado Springs. As my Theo lives there.
Yes, I'm there.
Stayed there.
And don't try to make no plans with Joe Cool. He don't come through. He'll go right past you and be like, "Hey,
really?
You know what I mean? Oh yes, no."
That shit showing up on
dude,
the
you play that shit with me, and that shit will be a short on YouTube going, "There's goes Joe Cool." That's my baby.
Hey, last time, hey, John.
Joe Cool been around here like 2-3 times, dude. And
I've been there like
three
times the last 2 months.
Yeah.
But
look, nothing.
I called Toe and told him I was on the way. And then our guy texted me. And I was running low on weed. He was like, "I got you," and he was up to $1.
I got you. I could have got you.
I was out of known, but yeah. Check that shit out. Yeah, this we smoke with Sasquatch today. Jet
Oh,
fuel.
I do have some. Hold up. I got you, bro. I
I
got
got
you.
some Gorilla Glue in the garage, but
Oh my
I got
God!
smoke in the
Don't make me
garage.
get my fucking glasses out for some
Joe,
reason.
have you met
Alligator
Jay?
wine. That's that purple shit. As I met who?
Have you met Jay? Jay Riller?
No. He looks like a nice young man, though.
Oh,
How are you,
dude,
fella?
listen. When
Ah,
I
That
nice to
your
meet you,
name,
Joe, for the first
Jay?
time.
Is that your
Yeah.
name, Jay?
Oh yeah.
He looks like an honorable cat.
oh wait, have you
Sasquatch.
already
I'll
touched
get to
tips?
know.
I feel like y'all might have already touched tips. Okay.
Jay is my favorite. No way he can know this, but I'm always talking about I hang out with some cool Republicans, and I was talking about a Republican room, and Jay is the cat that I be
Hold on.
talking about. I reference all
I'm
the
a
time.
Republican so that way I can vote in the
Dude,
primary. That's
hold
it.
on, Jay. I heard you talking about Republicans, like hanging out with some cool
That
Republicans
would
and stuff one
probably
night
yeah,
on
that'll
some
probably
random stream. I don't even remember what stream it was, but I heard you talking about it. I was over here hitting the joint, and I went,
yes.
"He's talking about Jay."
Yes. Not only
Like,
do they
something
not
about
boot
what you
me,
were talking about specifically was a topic he had covered like the day before or something, and I was like, "That's
I've been
gotta
talking
be
about
Jay."
how those fucking most of them boot me and get angry with me, and he's one of the rare cats where they actually want a different opinion. I was talking about that recently. You could have been there for that. Matter of fact,
Yeah, because
good.
echo chambers are boring, man.
Yeah, everybody says that though, right, Jay?
What do
Everybody
they mean it?
says that, but
But do
not
they mean it?
They
everybody
don't
Because
mean
there are
it.
lives
times,
it,
listen,
They
right?
don't
because
mean
Joku,
it.
there are times on my stream when I'll get a bunch of the people who usually will side with me in an argument, right? And
Yeah.
then there'll be you, and then I have to argue against them with you, so that way we can
Right.
have a
Yes,
balanced
yes.
conversation.
You'll do that.
Yeah.
Yes. It's the greatest, yo. I mean, I don't know. It's really cool, man. When motherfuckers just sticking to the argument and
MLH,
not
bring
bringing
your
all their
ass.
baggage in there.
Well,
Oh, what's
I think
up,
most of the
Bill?
problem now, is I actually got into an argument with one of the guys who you've argued with, Joku, on the stream, and you know him.
I
And
know the
we
one.
were
What you
at work.
gotta
I was
say?
literally having a full on argument
Yeah.
because he believes that I have switched up, and now I'm a leaf in the wind, and I switch with the wind. And mostly he's mad about it
Ooh.
because of the whole
Bitch. Hey,
because I argued.
hold up, bro. You can't use
Nope.
that fucking quote inappropriately. I'm a leaf on the wind. Watch how I soar. That's the proper quote.
Oh,
You
okay.
can
Well,
be a
I'm just
flag
saying.
in the wind. You can be any other thing.
I'm telling you what he called me, though. He called me the leaf in the wind who just blows with every direction. Who blows in the
Yeah.
direction with
Was
wind.
that your
So,
interpretation, or is that what he said? Because if he
no, that's
called
what
you
he said.
leaf on the wind, that has reference.
Yeah, he called me a leaf in the wind that just goes with the direction of the wind. That's what he
Okay.
referred to me
And
as.
Jay, am I
He's the
right in
asshole then.
interpreting that as what he is really saying is that you didn't side with me? That was my initial
Essentially,
interpretation.
so here's the thing. We were all like a hodgepodge. We were all part of the same group, and I think we were all a hodgepodge of different ideologies. Who were like, we have a singular enemy that we must defeat, and we're like,
Yes.
yeah, we won in November.
Yes.
But then the cracks started showing because very early on, I was like, hey guys, I don't have a problem with H-1Bs coming to this country, and I was very vocal
Right.
about that. I was like,
Right.
they're coming here legally, they're paying taxes,
Yes, I did hear you.
you're going with the process, and I made several streams about that. And when I started doing that, that's when the bullshit started. That's when stuff really started going sideways.
Well, I was right. You need to side with them. You need to do the mob shit. As long as you side with them, they love you. And if you step out, they want your friends. It sucks, but that's
What's
the way
up,
that
Jeff?
shit
Good to
goes.
see you, bud.
Yeah, but the thing is that Joe, you know this. They have
whole part. Is that what?
It happens, but Joe, you know this all too well. Is that there are people over there who have that you've come across who have some extreme views. I don't get mad at them for their views. I let them talk about what they want to talk about. I don't sit there and say "fuck you," you're an asshole. I don't want to know you anymore. I didn't do that. Why? Because I would always talk shit about how lefties do that. Why am I going to do the same thing that lefties do if I'm going to talk shit on them?
Right. I'm
So,
sorry. I was trying to find
All
out.
right. So wait a second.
Caught me
Hold
off
on.
guard.
I hear that you're trying to take the higher road. I get that, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is it the nice guys who win or the cheaters? Remind me.
that depends. I think that depends, honestly. I think
It
that depends.
depends. I would say it
I think that
depends.
It
depends.
depends on your
Really?
metric for win. First of
Okay,
all.
but here's the thing. Here's the
Okay.
thing.
All right.
You could say that. Okay, so the natural inclination that you want me to say is that the cheaters win, and normally I would agree with you. However, if you have a whole environment full of nice guys who see a singular cheater trying to win by cheating, well, they're gonna shoot his ass, which they should because he's cheating. He's
at
destroying
least
the
not
equilibrium.
fall for it. Even if they don't hurt them, they're not going to fall for the
Hey,
bullshit
Tiffany.
he's trying. Yeah.
But the thing is, I just have a problem with the certain spaces I've dwelled in
Hey,
because it's a
Tiff.
lot of hypocrisy. You can't sit here and try to change people's belief systems and change the ideologies they follow, but within your own life, you're not exemplifying that,
Hold
and that's the
on.
biggest problem that I had.
I hear
Now you
what
can
you're
say that
saying.
that I'm naive. You can say that, oh well, that's not how the world works, and I'd agree with you. But the simple fact of the matter is, don't sit here and talk about how your way of doing things is better than the way that millions of people live their lives. When within your own life, you're not being an example. You're not leading by example of what you want to see others do.
I
You can't
disagree.
do that.
You can
Okay.
if you're willing to pay the piper. You have to pay the sacrifice to do so.
Be
You have to
specific.
do the thing. It doesn't matter how much you talk about the thing until you do it and have the receipts. All right, specifically, I know of two channels that were both red pill manosphere type channels,
Okay.
and after encountering me, they could no longer be red pill manosphere type channels. And it was because when they brought to me the problems they had, I explained that it was actually your fault it was the channel creator's fault that these things were happening, not because of women, not because of other people, and certainly not because you're a victim. You're a victim because you choose to be a victim, not because these people are victimizing you. You are allowing that to take place. And both of these channels went offline for about 4 days each. Now, this was months apart from each other. And I hit you with one of these, and I don't think it worked quite as well as it did with them. But they hit me with, all right, I've raised 2 other men's children.
Oh,
They called me a cuck.
you have?
Yes. Those children did not ask to be born into a world without a father. And I am a good father figure. I've raised other children as well. And I raised my own child and adopted my baby mama's children as if they were my very own. They come
That's different. That's different. Though. That's different.
like, but and you can argue about it, but listen, there is no better satisfaction than watching someone who is not your blood progeny argue your points better than you can. You try finding a young Afghani lady to argue specifically manosphere points.
Well, Squatch, the difference is that you chose to adopt those children, so they took on your name, they took on your title.
I didn't legally adopt them. I adopted them spiritually. I took them into my family. I took them into my household. They go on vacations with us. We throw birthday parties for them. We show up. When my daughter was in school, if she got in trouble and they decided to have a parent conference, we'd show up 7 deep. You get me, my wife, her mama, her new husband, one of her ex-husbands would show up because he actually adopted my daughter at the time. And so you would end up with him, his wife, and possibly his ex-wife because she was married to him when he adopted my daughter. So we would show up 6 or 7 deep. I'm not even joking. We would come rolling in there and suddenly whatever problems existed vanished like a fart in the wind. Suddenly they didn't want to talk about it. It wasn't worth bringing up. Joey, did you drop a crack rock?
No, my girl was giving her a flashlight.
You go, girl. You do you do. This is the GroundHawgg Roast, baby. I got to shoot shots.
All right, well, I'm barely there, man. But I'm getting there.
By the way, when is Groundhog Day this year?
I was
what day is Groundhog Day?
I did watch the Groundhog Day.
You said what? What was that cause? Sasquatch?
I don't have a Cash App because I don't want your fucking money.
It's your birthday,
you can send it to American Justice 81.
I don't. Oh yeah, no. I mean, I'll drop.
Here you go on his birthday.
Yeah, I'll make sure it gets to you, Sasquatch. Joe Cool Cash App.
That shit in the mail, ain't it?
I'll make sure it gets there.
Bro, look at all your vulture.
Hey, is Lawyer Chicken chat? Because I got something for her.
This guy is Teflon. He is like who in the world could I say nearly 100 felony criminal charges have been leveled against the former president? And he is still like rallying and campaigning. I feel like he like eats his shit and it just like makes him tanner and younger and stronger. I feel like he eats it with like a golden spoon that's like emblazoned the Mar-a-Lago emblem, and he's just like, give me more charges. It's like amazing. You better not cut that and make that a video.
Too
Well,
late.
Welcome to YouTube.
Well, Sasquatch
yeah.
get too junk, man. And since Jay, you over here, let's do some political shit, because
More?
Well,
Oh
I
dear.
didn't know. I know did.
Hey, John, you just relax. I got this.
You do it all the time.
Okay.
All right.
I got no issue with that. What do you want to talk about?
I want to know, with this two-party system, what is the possible conclusions? Does one can't dominate the other forever? What does this go? What are we doing? We flip-flop every 4 to 8 years. Where does we go with this two-party system? Do we get out of it? What the fucking give me the future?
May I?
You're the birthday boy.
Oh, yeah.
You're the birthday boy.
All right. So I have a buddy of mine. He's a total moron, but sometimes from the mouth of babe speaks truth,
Yes.
right? And homie tells me one day, and he's sitting over there and he's like sucking on his freaking finger bong, and he's ripping bong rips, and he looks at me and goes, oh, dude, America's like this big freaking schizophrenic baby that changes its head every 4 years.
He's right.
I'm going, motherfucker's right. What? No, you're a stoner. You're not supposed to be right. Stop it.
So what? We've been, oh man, that's a scary thought, Sasquatch.
Yeah.
We've been falling for it all of my life. The schizophrenic kid. Is that what we're just doomed to do, Jay? I'm assuming you're a bit more optimistic than me and Sasquatch.
So no. So what I think is gonna end, I don't know if you're gonna call this my theory, optimism. What I think is gonna end up happening is the pendulum is gonna swing so much. We're gonna keep on seeing the pendulum swing really hard. Because I like I said, after 4 years, I don't expect it to be a very right-leaning government at all. I expect it to be even more left than we've ever seen before.
Really?
And because society has a natural tendency to become socially liberal with each generation,
yes,
you're going to eventually see, in my opinion, the Republican Party is going to end up dying. It's going to end up fracturing, and it's going to end up dying. And whatever replaces it is going to be so extremely far right that you're only going to have dichotomies from here on. There will no longer be a middle ground. Because the Republican Party is going to be dead, and whatever elements of it are left over will only be the most extreme of the right. And because society has a natural tendency to be more socially liberal with each passing generation, the Democrat Party that still survives will just become extremely left-leaning. And if there is a third party, or third parties that emerge, you will continue to see them stamped out unless you have a really ugly social upheaval. Now, what that social upheaval would be, I mean, I have theories, but I don't have a tinfoil hat on like Sasquatch does. But that's the only way you're going to see a third party emerge. I do believe that a third party would be good for social and political stability. The problem is the uniparty works so well. The uniparty is so cohesive, like the duopoly. It works so well for both sides. Even though they hate each other, it lines their pockets so well. Why would you get rid of it? Why would you get rid of something that makes everybody rich? Even if you hate them.
I like your first part better. I believe that it's going to go to the far right, but I believe they'll be successful, not the left, because I think they're going to go dictator shit. I didn't know people would do some of the things that I've seen them do under Trump. If you do oh my God, I thought all of that shit was off limits. Had Obama did it or anybody in the past, Clinton or somebody, you'd have been like, oh my God, they're horrible. Now that they know what they can get away with, I think these motherfuckers are going to go straight dictator shit. I think they're going to.
There it is.
I think it's going to get worse. I'm totally expecting it to be like the other countries who were taken over by these far right so and so, or they took such a foot in the Ukraine or Germany or whoever. Where these places seem to develop. I think it is now. I think that's what's happening under Trump, man. And motherfuckers are immune to it. I think,
Joey,
yeah.
is it lost on you that most dictatorships and regimes are left wing?
It
Isn't it a
must be
weird
because
thing?
recently everything I shouldn't say every, but recently everything seems to be right wing or radical.
From the mainstream media or from the back
No, I meant
channels
in
of
the
signal?
wars and conflicts. I meant in
Well,
motherfuckers who making moves. Yeah.
the reason the right, as you put it, the right wing is making moves is because the only people interested in globalism are in third world countries. The rest of us are just trying to hold on to what we got.
Mm-hmm. Now, keep in mind, I think most people have a tendency to think that right-wing extremism leads to dictatorship is because they always go back to Hitler. They always go back to World War II. That's like the go-to that they think of. But Stalin killed more people than Uncle H did. Pol Pot, Mao killed even more people than both of them combined did.
I wasn't going back that far. I don't think we have to for the conversation. If you think about right now, the power players, I'm thinking about over there in the Ukraine, they took hold over there, and them Nazi cats, and I don't try to not say that word, but those cats took hold over there. They are, even the government, Zelensky, all of them is more comfortable.
You're talking
with
about Svoboda. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know what Svoboda is, but that whole movement that was over there, or you talking about the lightning motherfuckers over there with that Zelensky team with, I think.
The political party you're referring to is called Svoboda.
I thought that's
and that's
yes.
Svoboda is the I'll just put it. It's basically the extremist right. I'm not going to say the word because I don't know if it's going to flag the algorithm. Version of what Azov Battalion was. Azov Battalion is the militant side of what the political side is. Svoboda is the actual party.
Thank you. I'm so glad that you were up here. And you take it over to Israel. It's the same thing. They are getting able to say and do shit I never thought possible under that far right aspect. And over here, the shit that the disintegration of the Constitution that has gone under the guise of far right motherfuckers saying we got to get our get back. We were persecuted. It's okay for us to do constitutional things because these guys are going crazy, and people bought that, and they'll let them do anything they fucking want. Telling you, far right's winning. I think it's just getting started. I think, bro. I think Trump is going to be a god.
Okay. But I hear what you're saying, and you're using the term far right. When you say that, are you talking about the right wing propaganda nation, or are you
talking about those, who are just nationalists. There you go. That's a good term.
He means far right.
That's what he means. I like nationalists better, though.
Spread your fingers out.
Yes. But they've taken control of what was normal folk.
You're just a little too light-skinned for that shit.
I had a friend of mine say that he wished all the Palestinians would they'd kill all the Palestinians, man. And he don't even talk like that. He's buying into this fucking agenda, man.
All right, we had a question in chat that I'd like to address. It was quote unquote, who will win the trade war between America and Canada? And I say, Canada, you're fucked. If we decide we're gonna buy local goods, you're fucked.
Yeah.
If it's too expensive to buy Canadian shit, we will fake our own syrup and be happy. We have no problems with pretending we're doing some foreign shit.
No leverage, right?
We are the country who did fortune cookies that never freaking existed in the original source that we claimed it did. We invented the concept.
You think we can't do maple syrup
just to sell fortune cookies, bro? So, like, you don't think we can fake some maple syrup?
We'd be good at it. Mama's down south maple syrup. We'd be good at it, bro.
Keep in mind, we keep in mind though, when it comes to the tariffs, we're not just going to be fighting Canada in this trade war. It's going to be Mexico. It's going to be China.
I want to ask you,
man, we're eventually going to have trade wars with the EU. That's going to happen. We're going to have trade wars with NATO allies.
EU, I will spit in my hand before jerking. Don't care. We are the consumers.
Start today.
Started yesterday.
Yesterday, okay. What do you think, though, of the first immediate? Any of y'all can answer. The first immediate effects that we'll see will be.
we're
I
not going
wanted
to
to
actually
ask you,
feel it.
Jay. I said I was going to ask you that. I'm glad you brought it up.
You want Sasquatch? You want to respond? If you want, Sasquatch, it's his birthday. If he wants to respond first, it's fine.
He's got to respond quickly because
I'm
Sasquatch will
loving
be
the shit
3
out of this.
seas
Y'all
to
go
the
ahead.
wind soon. He will
But
be
This
useless.
panel will not save America. Will
the
not
dick fit has
save
showed up.
America.
Sure, we can do
Well,
it. Damn it, we can do
the
it.
reason,
No.
so you have to understand,
Smoke
man,
up,
is that
toke up, baby.
we're not gonna feel the effects immediately. You know, if you're saying how long is it gonna take before we really feel
No,
it,
no, 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 no. Those
Bro,
were obvious. I don't want the 4-year,
what
5-year
do you what do you
estimates.
ask?
I
What,
want. Is
Is
there
he?
anything gonna happen in the next 3 months or something? Will there be anything in the next few months? I think there will be.
you mean financially? You mean economically
I
speaking, right?
mean, financially first, but
Uh,
also I think there will be secondary shit like I think it's got to spark something, right? And it'll end up it'll be financial. In the short term, it'll be financial. But I think one is going to begat another, which is going to begat another, and then we'll see the effects later.
okay,
But yeah,
okay. Okay, I got a good answer for you then. If I had to say what effects will we see happen in the next 3 months that are linked to the trade wars, you're going to see immigration or the flow of immigration out of this country stop. It's going to grind to a halt, actually, because you're going to see a lot of people who are illegal immigrants are going to end up migrating over to blue states and blue cities, and they're going to become Democrat strongholds.
right.
And like forever blue. They're going to become forever blue strongholds. Like you'll never see them go back to red ever again. Like you know how this past election we thought maybe California in another election cycle or two might go back to red.
Yeah,
That's gone now.
it's
New York,
over with.
that's gone. You might even see Texas go blue at this point because of
That's
this.
crazy.
You might even see that happen.
That's crazy talk.
And I truly do believe that because immigration has always been a hot button topic when it comes to politics in this country, and because you're trying to forcefully.
Oh my god!
What I
I
missed?
just read that name out loud, and I went slow, and then I went back.
Oh wow!
I gave him a participation trophy as soon as I saw it.
Well, my
Oh,
goodness!
God.
Oh my god! That's
No,
great.
no, ma'am, you're not saying it right. It's Wilma.
Wilma.
It's
Wilma
Wilma
Dixit.
Dixit.
Yeah.
Wilma.
Okay. Yeah.
No, you're putting the pause. You're saying it as
Oh
different
my
words.
god!
It's 2 different words, not 4. Wilma
Big
Dickfit.
country, man.
Yes.
Wilma Dixit.
Oh bother. I'm kind of torn at this point because we could go in 2 different directions. I have backstage. I have Steven Crowder's deposition. Before this
over what?
I'm not 100% certain exactly why his
I'm
whole
just starting
squad
to
was
think he's a
deposed.
dick lately, but what else?
He is a dick. No, he never claimed otherwise, Joe. Did he ever show up at a college campus and go, I'm a nice guy, change my mind? No, he showed up and said, I'm a fucking dickhead. You can't change my mind. I don't have a problem with dickheads, Joe. Me and you get along just fine. I don't see the problem.
She's stupid. She dying.
I mean,
That's
when
why
that
she had to
shit
pull the
smacks
avatar
through, it's fucking painful, ain't it? But what I'm getting at is this.
I think no. I disagree, man. I think there is no excuse for bad form. I can get along with a dickhead and all that, but I can't respect him. There's no excuse for bad form. Man, but better do man shit around me. Fuck that. I'll laugh with you and joke with you and shit, and I'll tell you when you're done. You know, you need some grow up, motherfucker. You know, you're wasting your time trolling motherfuckers. You know, you're insecure about this and that. Nigga, I'll tell you about yourself.
I appreciate it too. I got those letters and I'm working on myself a little bit.
You know, fuck that shit admiring and fucking angry and emotional fucks, man. That's the shit got us in trouble where we are now.
Hey, did you see the soy jack?
Who?
Did you see the soy jack? We found him.
Are
you familiar with the soy jack name?
Is that the gay people over there in Thailand that you're talking about?
No.
You're way off, bro.
Way better. Hold on. I'll do it this way. Hold up. Let me get the actual meme up. I should have had this
written. Welcome in.
For Captain Curmudgeon's show, and I didn't.
Which side is that? That ain't the chick West Side, is it?
Yes, it is. West Side accountability. Yes, Joe Cool. West Side.
Okay.
West Side.
He says a gay
All right.
motherfuckers over in Thailand.
All right. So I can't find the one. The
What's
one
the
where it's
phrase again?
funny. All right, it's one of the NPC memes. And
Okay. I saw Johnny
this one will do.
Somali was in the
Okay,
news
this one will
again.
do.
I love seeing him get beat up.
All right. I'm sure you've seen these guys, right? These dudes.
Hold on, let me zoom
with
in.
their little
I don't think I can
jack
zoom
faces.
in on fucking this. Yes.
I mean, you've seen the memes, right?
Yeah, I've seen these guys. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we found a guy apparently in real life who legitimately has pulled off the full soy jack bit. So let me go grab that video right quick and get back to the right spot. And I'll show you what I mean. I just showed you a few of the memes. Discuss amongst yourselves. Give me 10 seconds.
All right, you can't zoom in. I can't zoom in on vertical. I can't access a link from chat on vertical. Can y'all zoom in? I can't turn my phone sideways. It could be some iPhone.
None of that shit works, dude. Welcome to the future.
All right,
get over it.
The future is now. Be grateful for the future, my guy. You should be grateful, bro. Listen, in 10 years, we don't have to worry about relationships. We'll all have AI girlfriends where it will feel no different than the real thing.
Looks like it. No, it'll be better than the real thing, right?
It'll be better. So you won't have any fights. You won't have any arguments. She'll do all the shit that you see done in the videos.
Say, no,
she'll cook for you.
She'll
clean. Exactly, bro. The future's about to
flip. She smoked crack with me at like 4 a.m.
Sure, and she won't get addicted.
From the UPS store by this cuck loser.
The actual full blown.
He did say UPS store. I was fucking right. He says UPS store right there at the beginning. I was right.
Yes,
I knew it.
This is the physical embodiment of Soy Jack himself. This is him.
Coward cuck loser won't even fire me at the beginning of my shift. Waits till the end of my shift. Here he is.
He literally just hit a textbook Soy Jack.
Like right out of the freaking book, dude. I couldn't believe homie did this. I was utterly flummoxed by it. What's up, Big Chief? What's happening, bud? Havoc, good to see you. I know I hadn't been shouting out the chat.
Hell no, you didn't say hi to nobody, motherfucker.
I'm high as hell, nigga. What you talking about?
I'm in the
here's
cloud.
To you and here's to me, and may we never disagree, but if we do, to hell with you. Here's to me.
Well, nobody saw your toast. We just heard it.
Good girl. I'm proud of you.
Shut your mouth.
He lost Joe. Oh, there he is. Hi, Joe.
Lost Joe already?
Let me go to data to an advance.
Okay, so Joe, I've asked. I just got done with the show with Captain Curmudgeon where we talked about a lot of this stuff in general. So I've heard Jay's opinion, I think, but yours. Do you think that Hollywood? Do you think that we will get better movies? Do you think that we will get non-woke film?
I have no reason to believe it'll happen anytime soon. It is disgusting right now. Maybe in the future. Right now, it's getting worse.
Not
and more
now.
polarized.
I mean, like within the next, call it 2 to 5 years.
I totally expect us to be sticking gay Captain America down our fucking throat and telling me I'm a bitch if I don't accept it. You know, I totally expect that to happen before she gets better, bro.
Hey, Joe, you froze up, and I'm not sure you'd appreciate the look you got going on.
I'm still froze?
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. You should calm down for a second, bro.
It kind of looked like you just got a big, hard rip off of something serious.
Yeah.
I know what that means. All right, let me try to go back to data.
All right, bud. So now what, fearless leaders?
Well, I mean, let me ask you this, dude. Do you see that happening more? Do you guys see the Soy Jack situation we just saw? Do you guys see that happening more often in this economy?
Not only do I see that happening more, I see it happening more, being exposed more, and making more of these weird right-wing fruits that you hear about. right?
Yes.
Here's the thing: when those fruits fall, they fall outside of the right wing tree. They roll downhill left wing, right? So in this, what was it they used to say? Jay, you might be able to help me with this one.
What's that?
When you're young, you're a Democrat. When you get older, you become a Republican, or is it
Yeah.
conservative?
No,
When
no,
you're
no,
young,
no, no. So
you're
you're the younger you are, the more liberal you are. The older you are, the more conservative you get.
and this is a byproduct of having encountered the market and being involved in the social marketplace enough that you actually start having value. Once you start having value, your perspective on the whole monetary system changes. If you have no value, you think, oh yeah, well, obviously the government should pay for everything. But when you suddenly have the frankly, like social marketplace value is what I'm talking about, whether
So
it's literal money or just assets or whatever you want it to be, the more value you have, the more assets you have, the less liberal you become until you reach a breaking point, which is around the $6 to $7 million mark, which is where it clips the other way. And you start going back to the, well, I can afford everything I want versus, everyone should get everything they want. And that's the weird left-wing liberal rich trust fund babies type of radicals. They're different.
Ironic though, because those left-wing trust fund babies, the reason why they were able to become trust fund babies to begin with is because of capitalism and conservative ideology and how you save money and invest it in order to be
Hold
able
on,
to become that
pause.
to begin with.
Pause. I hear what you're saying, but that's not entirely accurate. At the time that at the times that these people who are funding the trust funds acquired their wealth, it was not conservative ideology. It was whatever was going on at that time, because those are the ideologies we utilize to create our current conservative values. This is old money, not
you
the
don't
American
understand.
sense. You
David.
get
I
what I'm saying?
see Jay
Joe got it.
confused too.
Joe got
I
it.
didn't get it. I was looking at Jay. He looked confused. I was feeling confused.
No,
Can you explain it
I'm not.
again?
No, I'm sorry. I'm reading something else. I'm sorry. No, I'm not confused. I'm reading something. I'm reading something.
Seriously.
Do I have a? Is my reading face a confused face? I didn't know
I
that.
don't know.
I
It's
just
like
looked at
usually
myself.
the
from hell.
contemplative face looks confused. The concentrative face looks confused.
Anyways, continue.
I don't know. I forgot. I wanted to disagree and give you some pushback, Sasquatch, but I got. Oh, I didn't understand. You were saying that something about the.
The trust fund babies. The
Yes.
money that is in that trust fund was probably derived from the land baron days of the 1920s or the railroad baron days of the 1820s, right?
And
that's where the money for the trust funds come from.
Okay, even if you carry that into the present,
But no,
I think
you're missing. No, that completely misses the point. The point is that those are not conservative values. Those were whatever values were important at the time. But when today we look back at those, it becomes conservative values. Consider this: Trump won on
you
a
don't think that
mid-90s liberal
would be
platform.
considered conservative back then. I think that's what you're saying.
Trump won on a mid-90s liberal platform. He ran straight down the line of a mid-90s liberal platform and won the Republican nomination, sir. Tell me the Overton window is not moving.
But that goes back to what I said beforehand, though, where society naturally goes more to the left. We become more socially liberal as time goes on, which is why the Republicans of yesteryear or in the 90s would have scoffed at him for having that kind of platform, whereas Republicans 30 years in the future look at him as if he's a right-wing god.
Right. 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 Yeah, no, I agree. And that's something when we're talking the difference between Republican platform versus conservative platform. These are very different things, sir. And a lot of people want to, 90% of the world wants to conflate the two because the globalists are functioning with a worldwide concept, and the only people trying to fight for your rights are the right-wing weird conservatives in America, because otherwise, if they're not in America, they don't have the First Amendment, they don't have the Second Amendment, they don't understand the concept of actual God-given rights, and the rest of the world abides by whatever their freaking nations put before them. Here, they have to convince you. They
What
don't
about
the whole
those
world red.
man of the land, traveling, not driving ass niggas? I assume they'd be considered more left wing than right. I don't know, but
I've seen a direct split,
and cats
actually.
like me and fucking out there activists and shit.
No,
We are fighting for your rights. You say the only one out of hardcore right wingers.
Well, no, but the only reason I say that is because they're the ones that are defending nationalism and isolationism, and the concept of doing one's own culture and all of that stuff is all considered right wing.
Wait. That's nonsense, though. That aspect of them is not fighting for your rights. That's bullshit. Nonsense.
No, I didn't say fighting for your rights. I'm simply saying the when you do the pie graph of their political, I can't wait, but
ideologies.
When you're doing your psychology of political spectrums, right?
Yeah.
The nationalism concept, and with America, our nationalism involves the Constitution, which is a difference between our nationalism.
Our nationalism involves saying the fucking immigrants suck, go home. That's what our nationalism is.
Hold on. Nationalism worldwide.
Yeah, Joe Cole. Okay, that's not really fair for you to just put that as an American concept.
I wasn't trying to say, okay, well, good. I'm glad we can give it to all.
No, he's right.
But my argument was that nationalism is not a good thing. You said fighting for the country. Nationalism is destroying our country.
I did not say fighting, and I disagree. How is nationalism? How is American nationalism, which is different from the rest of the world?
Okay, you guys just said it was the same as all, and we'll bring it back to America.
No,
I did not say that, sir. I did not. That was not what I was saying.
Different types of nationalism throughout the world will in fact say, yes, we don't want immigration, we don't want immigrants to come to this country, and to an extent, nationalism in different parts of the world is more extreme than what you see here in this country. But what you're referring to more specifically, Joe Cole, is ethno-nationalism, which is not the same as American nationalism. They are very different.
Read the Constitution. I'm talking about a constitutional American, the people that the media currently brand as being right-wing weirdos, right? As being isolationist, nationalist, ethnocentrist type people.
You're calling those guys nationalists?
Well, they are. To an extent,
I was calling, the average is a bunch of white motherfuckers that.
But this is the point I'm making.
I would consider nationalists that wouldn't even consider themselves nationalists. All them motherfuckers that like free J6 and don't think you gotta give a look at the BLM motherfuckers as evil, as shitty. All those motherfuckers that saying the immigrants go back, you dirty so-and-so scoundrels, Trump was right. That's the same trick that they fell for with the Irish and all of that bullshit. Go home, spit on them and all of that shit. This is the same thing. They don't have a leg to stand on. That's why they say, they're illegal. But
which ones?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You're specifically talking about ethno-nationalists yet again. They're not the same thing. I'm talking about an American nationalist, someone who is a constitutionalist and a conservative.
Ain't American nationalist a J6er?
Not necessarily.
That definition of American nationalist?
Not necessarily. I'm talking about okay. Let's take the word nationalist out of the equation.
Ain't nationalists. Man, it was all white folks up there.
Constitutionalists, free speech, rights, the amendments, the full nine. Right. I'm not talking about a white guy who's trying to get all the brown people locked up or put in slavery. That's not what I'm talking. Those people are stupid.
You're talking about the cats on Wall Street. I don't know.
They're stupid, more extreme, more stupid, more retarded, more inbred, whatever it is they are. They're that. Right. But the rest of the world, and anywhere but America, when you start talking nationalism, you're not talking anything constitutional. You are talking like the full 9 yards of hate speech, propaganda.
When you say nationalism in America, I don't think constitutionalists. I think white power.
That's because you've been trained to think that.
Oh my God, I'm at least as smart as you are, pimp.
Yes, sir. And I'm not saying you have been fooled. I'm saying that 90% of the time you would be correct. The only time the concept of nationalism and white nationalism that's ethno nationalism. Most other countries can't control that. Here we got a grip on it by saying you can't wear masks. You just can't.
Jay, when you hear nationalists here in America, do you think constitutionalists or something else?
So when I hear nationalist in America, I think you're conflating it by saying constitutionalist, because a constitutionalist may not always mean a nationalist, but I think of someone who puts America first regardless of ethnicity. What you're referring to, Joe Cool, by your idea of like, oh, it's white people only, that's an ethno nationalist or a white nationalist. That's
White
something that more
nationalists,
akin to what
yes,
you think of.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, that's what
an
I'm thinking.
American
Yeah,
nationalist, or someone who just short phrases it to nationalist,
yeah.
just means they only care about the legal citizens of this country.
Sound like
Normally,
some
when they
white
say
power
nationalists, normally
bullshit.
when they say legal citizens,
But
they mean
that's what
those who
you
are born
hear,
here.
Joe.
There is no, that
I'm
is
trying
not a
to.
real, I'm sorry, that is not a real thing, though. We ain't got to discuss that. That is not a real thing. The
What?
What
people who
part's not
say
real though?
that it's that's a red herring, that as long as they're legal, 9 out
Well,
of 10
people
of those
understand
cats
you.
is
You are
bullshitting and
a legal
using
citizen
this
of this
as an
country because you've been
excuse.
here for generations. You and your family have been here for generations. You're legally here in this country. You're a naturally born citizen. You're a native born citizen. Sasquatch is the same. I'm the
Actually,
same.
Joe,
Ajon's the same.
hold on, Jay. Joe, you're dealing with someone from Puerto Rico. This man is a
No, I was
citizen.
born in the. I was born in the. Oh, I'm born in the mainland, sir. My parents are actually born in
But
the
it
island.
doesn't matter. My point is, it doesn't matter. As an American province, you get the same rights as American citizens, regardless.
Yes.
That's why I say if you want to go globalism, I'm down, but manifest destiny is still on the table. Let's start adding states, baby. Because there's no other nation that protects the rights of the individuals as well as the United States Constitution.
I'm not so fucking impressed, man. Wait till you see this vid I'm working on. I'm so not impressed with this fucking all of this shit. I prefer motherfuckers spend more time working on bettering ourselves and bragging about how great we fucking are. Cause that nonsense, I stand on that shit. The people who tell you no, I only have a problem with illegals because they're illegal or only with the illegals. The 9 out of 10 of those motherfuckers have a problem with them because of who they are, where they come from. That type of shit. They have a problem with it because they believe it's America and no one's
No,
allowed in here but
no. I'm
us.
gonna tell you why.
It's that
People who have a
bullshit.
problem with illegals in this country are just low hanging fruit human beings. Honestly, the people who sit here and they talk shit about illegal immigrants coming in this country are mad because they're getting their asses kicked by those same illegals. They'll talk shit about how they come from third world shitholes and how they come from shit poo lands and how they're just inferior brown people, and yet they're the same wastes of fucking sperm who sit on their couches day in and day out and say, "Well, I would be able to be better in life if they weren't here
I
kicking
like
our
where you
gerbs."
going. I like where you
Oh no, no,
go
no,
with
no, no!
that.
I
That's
literally
pretty
had an
good.
argument, I mean, bro. I've been getting yelled at. I've
That's
lost friends
good.
over this shit for the past couple of months because of this shit. The reason
That's
why they
why
don't
I
like
love
illegal
this motherfucker,
immigration,
dude.
yeah,
I'm,
exactly. The reason
dude,
why they don't like illegal immigration is because they're getting their fucking asses handed to them by people
And
who will
it's a
sit here and work
convenient
for 65
excuse.
cents an hour. That's why.
Yes, I like it. I
And then when
like
their
it.
kids, and then when their
actually,
naturalized kids come are born in this country as Americans, and then they're acculturated to how they have to work, then they whoop their asses even more because that's
That's
what
right.
like
That's
Americans
right.
do with
That's
the same
right.
work ethic.
That's
That's
right.
why
exactly.
they get mad. That's
That's
why
right.
they're really fucking mad.
And
That's why I said
that
before.
comes down to one
I
thing.
like it.
That comes down to the fact that the native citizens here are more lazy than the people who are coming in here willingly, right? That's just a fact of life. We are fat, we are slow, we are lazy, and we don't bother. We just don't bother. It's uncomfortable to work. We don't want to do it, and so we claim disability. We malinger. We do all of the things we can to get out of the bullshit that
And we
normal.
use the immigrants as a convenient excuse. That's
Sure,
brilliant,
scapegoat.
right?
Exactly.
I'll be a scapegoat,
Yeah.
but
Exactly.
it's immigrants. There's a difference between immigrants and illegal immigrants. Do you agree?
No, technically,
No.
yes. But for
See, here,
all
all right, hold
intents
on.
and
Really.
purposes out here in
This
the
is the
That's
world,
flaw in
when
this
you
conversation,
converse
Joe.
it, there is no shit. I don't care if a motherfucker telling me no. I'm only talking about illegals. He probably has a fucking issue with immigrants, bro. And
But
that's the red
this is my
herring 9
question.
times out of 10.
We are having a
Speaking who?
discussion. Hold on, Jay. We are having a discussion. We're trying to exchange communication. We're trying to exchange information. But your definition of illegal immigrant and immigrant are conflated the same. They're the same definition.
Wait, they're not the same. I was being a
Not
little
the same. There
tongue
is a
in
difference.
cheek. Wait, yeah, I
Oh,
agree
my
there's a
bad.
difference. I
Okay.
was being a little tongue in cheek. I was saying that just for conversational purposes on this
Okay.
panel, they mean the same thing. So you can
Okay.
use them
All right. You can
interchangeably.
take that position. I'm
Yes,
just
there's a
saying, legally
difference.
speaking, we're
Yes.
not speaking the same languages. So, for communication's sake, it's difficult to have a conversation until we agree on certain definitions.
All
If we
right,
can
I'll be
speak
clear.
legalese, it helps. If not, we're going to have to, be a little bit more
When I
loquacious.
hear a person say, those damn immigrants are doing this and that, I think it's personal. And when I ask them, is it personal? They say, no, I'm just talking about the illegals. Too late. I saw it was personal. That's 9 out of 10 people who say that. They've already shown that it's personal. It's nothing to do with illegal. That's what my
Hey,
point.
Jay, have you ever heard anyone start a sentence with those damn immigrants?
Oh my God.
Of course, those are the biggest losers in life. Of course.
I'm sorry. At the Waffle House, I don't generally hear that. What I hear is that I'm an idiot and I need to stop singing in the corner.
I have more Republican friends than Democrat. They do not mind going in on fucking spreading rumors, the dogs, the Hell's Angels coming. I hear all of that shit first. They don't
know what you're talking about, dude.
They don't vet nothing, bro.
Honestly, dude, listen, when people talk about immigrants, usually they're referring to illegal immigration. Now, so in the spaces that I've been in, they've been really harping on legal immigration because they don't understand the difference between legal and illegal immigration.
That's
so
a
they
good
conflate the
point.
two and they think that it's the same thing.
They think
Now,
they all
usually,
jump in the gate. Yeah.
Yeah, so usually what they say when they're saying it's the same thing, what they mean to say is that it has the same effect because they're trying to say that well, legal and illegal immigration undercuts American wages and it prevents Americans from getting jobs. But once again, I go back to the same point. If you can't have it both ways. Here's the thing. You can't on the one hand say America is the greatest country that has ever existed and will ever exist, and that we in America, we are the top 4% of the world's population because we live in the greatest empire to ever exist.
Yeah.
And then on top, and then say we're superior because we have a superior culture, but then in the same time be threatened and feel threatened by people who come from third world shitholes and come over there and say, oh, well, how can we possibly compete? How can we compete against people from these third world shitholes who are uneducated and who are inferior and come from shit pool lands? And oh my God, they're taking our jobs. You can't be superior and be a victim at the same time. There's no such thing as a superior victim. It doesn't make sense.
Thank you, bro. You cannot be superior and a victim at the same time. That is absurd. And that is exactly what these coastal elite assholes have been doing for the past 8-10 years, has been screaming, we've got all the money, we've got all the voting power, we have all of the moxie, and you're victimizing me. Stop it. How dare you? You're talking to a bunch of farmers in Kansas, you bastard.
Sasquatch, do you believe that there is some big thing here in America where people believe with the immigrant thing, illegal or whatever? No, they just believe it's ours and we got too many motherfuckers, moved in here that ain't us.
Sure.
Do you see a lot of that?
All right. And I know you don't like this distinction, but I mean, here's the thing. Here's what it comes down to. It's a legal distinction. It may or may not matter to you, but it does matter to various other entities, including the federal government. It should. Mm-hmm. The legal distinction of someone who came here legally versus illegally, regardless of how you got here, there should be a pathway to citizenship, but that pathway should not be available to anybody who robs, scams, cheats, steals. None of that. If you break the law when you get here, especially if you've already broken the law coming here, that's kind of that's 2 strikes on a 3-strike warrant.
Yeah, let me ask you this, Sasquatch. Is that realistic at all? People are people. They're going to come here and break the law, run a red light, do something, steal a ham. People are people. Why would you be evil and say kick them out the fucking country for breaking the law when you know you fucking do it 3 times a day on the way to the grocery store? Who are you?
I do not go in and raid a freaking Foot Locker.
Oh, you said it was break the law. You didn't say rape footlockers.
Sure,
I'm talking about traffic
but
tickets. That's break the law. Go back home.
okay,
Right?
fine. Then let's take 2 steps back and talk about the laws that are actually being broken by the people who are being deported. Do you think that Trump is going after people who happen to, speed a little bit, or?
I honestly don't know. I assume they're going after every fucking body just because it's Trump. I've been busy
You have to have
editing for days.
I hear you. I get it. Yeah. Yes, I'm sure everybody mass deportation, the whole goddamn country.
Right. That's in my head is,
That's the propaganda. But the reality of the situation is there was a list. Somewhere, somebody somewhere wrote a list of people that we need to get the fuck up out of here post haste. And then there's other people that, like, when we get around to it, we'll try to get rid of them. And then there's other people that are like, as long as they don't fuck up too bad, I don't care. These are the people you're talking about, are the people who are largely dues paying Americans that are just here illegally. That's not the people I'm talking about, sir. The people I'm talking about
that distinction, right? We fail
because the people I'm talking about are not.
If you give him that job and that power, it depends on whatever political cat is in charge at the time. The law matters not anymore.
But it does. The actual written language of the law matters so much that most of what Trump is currently doing could not be done unless it was already in law.
Yeah, but the next guy can come along and do write his own laws and get rid of everything Trump did with that bullshit.
That's not entirely true.
Laws, fucking
that is not entirely true.
Orders.
That is not entirely. That's exactly right.
90% true.
Correct.
That's how they run the country now, through executive order.
Okay, but can we have the conversation as a legal conversation or as a political conversation? Because our politics are going to be differing, and we know this. So we're going to accept different definitions for different words and different circumstances.
Well, you say that. I'll accept yours. We can find one. Just because we have different definitions don't mean we can't communicate.
Back to legal definitions.
So cool. Will you be protesting tomorrow?
What am I protesting? Yeah, I'll be working tomorrow.
A day without immigrants.
No, tell me about it.
Un día sin inmigrantes. So are you gonna protest?
I don't know. I need to know more.
Explain, bro.
I'm protesting at the drop of a hat. If I can, yes. Tell me about it.
So basically, it's just because one of my managers told me about it today. So it is basically a day where everyone who is either a illegal, legal, child of, or an ally of immigrants is going to go to no school, no work, no services whatsoever, and they're going to protest in support of those who are being deported via ICE. Are you going to be going, because you do activism? You're not. Are you going to be supporting? Because you're supporting right now. You're very much so in support of immigration.
The way you put it, though. No. He asked me. You hold on.
I hear you.
Asked me. Okay.
But Joe,
the way you put it, you specified in the way ICE is deporting motherfuckers. Sasquatches let me know, and the little shit I see, it look like they're going after the worst. Now, it's hard to fuck if that's what it is. Then it's hard to go against that shit. A criminal's a criminal, regardless who the fuck you are.
Okay, but the thing is that they're going after all immigrants. You do realize that, right?
But
no, like I said, that's what I was assuming. I was assuming they was getting innocent motherfuckers. They were so crazy going at it. That's what my assumption. I didn't have time.
Of course, that's the assumption the media would like you to propagate, and that's a very good square to stand on for any type of like controversial conversation you'd like to have. The reality of the situation is
that's the second time you've insulted me. It's the second time you've I know
but this is a roast.
I'm absolutely sure you don't, but that's the second time you've said.
But this is a roast.
Joe, the only reason you believe that is because the media has taught you that. What's really going on? That's a put down. No.
I am merely speaking that your perspective at this moment agrees with the mainstream media narrative. I'm not judging you on that point.
No,
I am simply saying
but
that
you say the only reason I believe it is because of the mainstream media. That's different.
I don't mean to say it that way. I'm just trying to say that these 2 points are similar.
All right.
And this is the understanding I have under the main, because I haven't talked to you that much. I wouldn't know specifically, but you're agreeing with certain mainstream media points, right?
I agree with what's right, and I don't care if it's the left or right.
Okay. You believe in what you believe is right.
We all do.
Yes, exactly. Personally, I really like America. I like the way it works. I like the way it functions when it functions. I believe that government has gotten too engorged. It has become too full of itself and has become its own entity. And I think we have reached that point in our nation where the transition from a republic to an empire may become necessary. I don't know if it's now, but if it is, Manifest Destiny is an excellent.
Why the fuck would we want an empire? Why would we want to control motherfuckers? I hate that about us.
Hold on. It has to do with the way nations function and grow. Think about the Roman Empire, right? Before it was the Roman Empire, it was the Roman Republic. Rome is one, and I'm using Rome because it's most obvious. It's like everybody is sort of familiar with Roman history. Before it was an empire, it was a republic. Rome transitioned from a republic to an empire, back to a republic, and back to a secondary empire without losing a contiguous rulership.
All right, I'm gonna lose the point. You better be quick. I probably lost it already.
Okay. My point is once you're done being a republic, an empire is really the only next step you have as far as time is on a nation.
But you said it like you thought it was a good idea. I thought I heard that in there. Like, yeah.
What I said was, if it's like a globalist agenda, I say it be our agenda, sir. Manifest Destiny is still on the freaking table if we want to take the reins of it.
That's the shit I hate about America and most countries.
Yeah, but you have to understand though, Joe. Like, if we were to go into because right now, the U.S. kind of engages in soft imperialism. We just don't call it that.
I agree.
We just call it spreading democracy.
No,
if we were to engage in, if we were to do what we really could do, and what we actually should do in order to expand to Panama, Canada, and Greenland, we should engage in forward imperialism, which honestly that would preserve the American civilization for another 500 years. Easy.
Holy hell.
That would preserve it for you wouldn't want to preserve the American civilization for 500 years. That's an easy amount of time we can cover. And I think people
I just thought about you. I just now thought about your ass. You fucking show up.
People look at America.
Is it because you saw my shit in the chat?
People look at America the wrong way, Joe.
I'm sorry, Jay. Hold on. I'm having a situation.
People look at America the wrong way. They look at it as if it's a country and less so like a civilization. Because America really operates more like a civilization than a country. Because if you look at the different regions of the country, they're completely different from one another. Yes, we have a quote unquote American culture, but depending on which region of America and which territory you go to, it's completely different from another part of the country.
True. But when you're talking about American culture, the culture you're talking about is the culture of tolerance and appropriation, and no one appropriates anything they don't like. We take everything good from the world and utilize it in its best.
How is tolerance and appropriation?
But as you said before, Sasquatch, when you made the comparison to Rome, which we normally do, Rome wasn't a country; it was an empire. An empire that was a civilization, which was vastly different depending on region. And that's the way we should look at the United States as of now, because we should look. Go ahead.
You're off base a little bit. Rome started as a collection of city-states that were an allied group of like-minded people. The concept of the Hellenistic Greek period.
You know that nigga that had different cultures. Don't argue this. You're just fucking killing us, right?
He's not wrong about this. He's not wrong about that, though.
Just saying, it was a republic before it was an empire. Once it became an empire, it came into its own as a world-dominating influence. America has empirical freaking dreams without any of the empirical accoutrement. Hold on a second. I got to do something right quick.
Joe,
I said accoutrement, motherfucker. Don't maybe come over there and touch you. Hold up, Jay. Give me a second. I got to talk to this man. You look like one of those motherfuckers that used to buy meth from.
Or was. I am. Yeah.
You're that guy. Did you have a monkey named Bubbles?
Did I have a what?
A monkey named Bubbles.
I never had a monkey named Bubbles, but I had
that wasn't Bubbles. You. All right, Bo. I just want to say, you need to get a better light. You look kind of chalky,
dude. I just changed it. I put in yellow light bulbs. I look more color.
Yellow.
Huh?
Not yellow, red. You need pink. You need
red light bulbs in front of me.
You need at least one red light bulb over there. You can mix lights, but here's the thing: if you go and get a common ring light, you can use the orange lights, and that'll make you look healthy like me. See, I look like a ghost.
You're in the dark,
but you're not healthy. You can barely keep your vocal cords in.
You look like you're in the dark.
That's because I do that on purpose, dude. This is all planned. Look at this. I'm fucking beautiful. I'm ugly and somehow handsome.
That's a filter, bro.
Hey, Flo, this one's for you. Fuck you.
I hope I sold you Epsom salt.
Right? I was trying to smoke that crack and it wouldn't work. It's okay. It was only $20.
It's just like the $20 weed that you're smoking right now, right? Birdseed and oregano.
No. I smoke weed so fine that it makes you die poor and lonely.
Ain't no weed that good.
That's called bath
You
salt.
come down to Georgia, brother. You come down here, you hang out with me for a couple of days. We'll smoke.
I've had weed grown in the Caribbean. You can't tell me that Georgia weed is somehow better.
Don't care. Don't care.
You cannot sit there and tell me that weed that I've actually had in the Caribbean in that climate is somehow inferior to Georgia grown weed.
Cash. I pay cash, and they give me the best.
Doesn't everybody buy drugs with cash?
Usually, but in this case, it's actually legalized drugs. So what can you do? You got to pay for it, especially if it's legal. You got to pay for it.
Hey, in this country, I've been all across this motherfucker. Colorado and California is just different beasts. It's dumb. California's just got shit that, you know, you can't even drive behind, right? It's just normal. And they, ooh.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. California shit that's actual drugs. Like, there's a big difference between the stuff I used to smoke when I was in high school versus the stuff coming out of California, right? Colorado today, bro. That shit is debilitating.
Hey, I was trying to give that shit away, bro. Here, you want some of this? No, man, I'm cool. I was trying to give.
Are any of you guys going to bother listening to Elon's Spaces later on tonight or at midnight?
Sure.
He finds the Doge.
Bring that shit up. I'll put it on top of us. I don't care. I'm sitting.
I didn't know if you guys wanted to listen to it or not. That's why. Because he says he's going to explain the framework behind Doge's transition to the 2 million federal workers. So,
what about 2 million federal workers?
Because those are the federal workers that the government wants to give the buyout to get them out to shrink the government.
Wait, that was the plan. A buyout is part of the plan to shrink them. I thought it'd be just
the buyout. It's so they received an email called a fork in the road. It's you can either you can go into the office because remote work is done. B, you can resign, or C, you can take the third option, which is the buyout, which will pay you out to September, and you don't have to do anything. You just get paid out till September, in which case your employment has ended.
That is one of the most boss tier big dick moves I've seen done yet. The ability to look at the employees that you do not want working for you and say, y'all got three choices: get the fuck out, get out and get paid, or come to work and do work. That's your choices.
It all depends.
Get out and get paid, come to work and do work.
It sounds like a good move. And as long as it's not being used in some political fashion, which y'all
obviously it will be, dude. I mean, you can't take politics out of anything involving government. Government is politics. Politics are government. So what are you asking?
Nothing. It's just hard for me to co-sign most of this shit. You know, it's hard for me to be get on board with the American right bullshit.
But when you sit down and you think about the fact that you know that the 50 worst criminals, illegal immigrants that have come into the country have been removed, don't you sleep a little bit better?
No, I couldn't give a fuck because the guy next to me is so fucking dumb. You still think the cop is his friend. So no, I don't give a fuck.
I'd sleep worse knowing that there's a bunch of ICE agents running around.
Right,
I can see it because it's government overreach is what you worry about. I was not speaking about government overreach. I was speaking about the language of the law. This is an issue I've had with Joe all night. I'm speaking legalese and he's speaking politics, and I'm trying to kind of come to some middle ground in here, and it's not working. Him and Jay are getting along much better than me and Joe are.
No. I would say that me and Sasach, we just merely disagree on some things, and he's reading more than just simple disagreement into it. Like, you feel like we've been going at it all night of disagreeing. I thought I've been understanding you all night, even though I follow up with disagreement.
I'm just saying, you and Jay have had better conversations than me and you have had tonight. That's all I'm saying.
What you mean by better? I love the conversation, man. You have.
I love it too. I'm just saying, y'all have had more dynamic.
I think you agree that me and
more
I
ground.
think you're saying me and Jay have found more accord tonight than me and you have. That is no measure or metric of a fucking conversation. It is a
It
horrible
kind of
measure.
is. Whenever I know you know me and I know you, and we've interacted before, and I have not seen y'all's interaction before, but y'all seem to have come to more of a coherence.
Joe's been on my channel multiple times, actually. So,
but I haven't witnessed it. I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I got pictures before we broke up. If you want to know the entire story.
That's because you got all my kids over there. Have you been?
No, I was talking about Jay. I got pictures. If you want to know how do I know him, I got pictures before we broke up.
No, dude. Joe, you can know anybody you want. That's not my question at all. If you've met Jay and you like him, that's great. If you don't like him, I don't care. I'm just saying everybody should go and subscribe to Jay's Jay's Hot Topics because he has thoughts that most people don't bother having. I'm dead serious, dude. It's painful. It's a painful thing to watch happen whenever you go through an experience that you don't like, and you have to admit that, well, shit, I was wrong. Painful fucking experience.
That's just officially drunk.
I would give Flow State some fucking money because that's primarily his YouTube dream is to be.
Give your wife your fucking credit card.
Do that thing. Are you here as Flow State or Powdered Dusty?
Well, I'm both of them. They're actually the same person.
Obviously.
Well, I'm here as why. I don't know that there's a difference. I'll go with Flow State because it's what everybody's used to.
Okay, well, Flow State is here primarily to expand his particular clout and to grift harder on people knowingly. He wants you to give him money, knowing that you're giving him money because he wants your money. And I can respect that harder than anybody else on YouTube.
Nobody likes getting
your fucking Cash App, and I'll goddamn pin it.
I got you. Here it comes in the chat. And it all goes to a good cause. Me, my family, and the things that we need to buy.
You're muted. You're muted.
That's because I don't like you and I have better thoughts than what I want to share with you.
It's not my fault that you're closer to death than I am.
Every single possible.
That's Jay. He's the epitome of soy jacking. I'm sorry, that was the wrong clip.
Hey, bro, listen, you're one step closer to death, not me.
Jay, I wanted your opinion on what you was just saying about the buyout. What was your opinion on the smart move, bad move?
I don't have a problem with it. I mean, I get it. I get it because, if you want to actually drain the swamp, you have to drain the swamp. And
yes,
I mean, if we're being honest, there's a lot of levels of government that were anti-Trump to begin with and anti-MAGA or anti-Republican that really are supposed to be. They're supposed to be as neutral as possible, at least in how they function. So I don't have a problem with it because he's not just giving him the boot. He's giving them an option to they can either keep their jobs and do it in house, or they can leave and get paid. So I don't see an issue with that. I don't see a problem with it.
Was there, because it seems reasonable, was there such a number of people at home that it was more of a financial burden? What is the advantage to making sure everybody moves indoors? At some point, we're going to be doing this shit from our crib.
You know what? It's similar. Trump is doing a similar tactic to what Verizon is doing, to what AT&T is doing, to what Intel is doing, which is to what JP Morgan Chase is doing, which essentially is eliminating remote work, which most people want to do because they don't want to have to go into an office. They want to work from the leisure of their home.
Is there financial
and it's a form of,
you're telling the secret, quit it. You're going to reveal the bubble. If you tell them, they'll know.
I mean, yeah, but it's the truth though. This is just a form of quiet firing. So it's a form of quiet firing. That's all it is. The companies that listed are doing the exact same thing. It's a form of quiet firing. And Trump is doing the same thing because rather than drop the hammer down and seem like even more of a bad guy, he's doing quiet firing because then he has if they choose to not go into the office, then he has a plausible deniability of saying, I let them keep their jobs, but as part of a requirement of keeping your job is being at the office. So
Like
now we
with
have the full authority and the full right to fire you. And if they don't
that's
want to come in,
beautiful.
I gave them the option to take a buyout. They have the
like
option
with
to do
the
so. So
like with the jab, we're not forcing them to take it, but if you
yeah,
don't
but
take it, you'll
Dude,
lose your
hold
job.
on.
You
that's a
That's the
different story.
kid
The
point.
won't
jab
go
is
to
different,
That's
though,
a
school.
man. The
really
jab
good
is
point.
different.
Hold on, Jay.
Yeah.
The jab. That's a really good point. Trump came into office and he reinstated a whole shitload of servicemen who simply refused to acknowledge any government order to take any experimental anything ever. They were just like, no. They were kicked out of the military. They were given dishonorable discharge. Some of these people.
You're drunk.
Is it funny
Go
that
ahead.
happened to them, Joe?
It's funny that he's drunk. Go ahead.
Watch, go ahead, finish your point, bro.
I don't know. I kind of feel like the point might have been made by Joe.
Well, no, but you literally stopped like in mid sentence.
I did because there was a particular thing what happened. But anyway,
He does that more when he's drunk.
Well, I'm about to go make another drink. I'll be back.
you do that thing, bro.
You keep try to restart again.
The point that I'm getting to is these people were doing their job. They were doing the thing that they do in the military. They were hired to do. They were recruited to do. It wasn't. We have an entirely voluntary military. They came here, said, "Hey, I want to do this thing for the federal government." And the federal government said, "No, you can't do it unless you do this one thing." But first, they hired them. They brought them in. They said, "Yeah, you can come do that thing." And then they said, "But after we thought about it, you can't do this thing unless you do this other thing that wasn't part of your original sign-in agreement." Now, I don't give two diddly fucks whether you are a corporation or government. You don't get to tell me to do what the fuck you want me to do because I am an asshole, sir. I think maybe
Not even
most
one diddly
Americans are
fuck?
too. Not one diddly fuck. Not even a half a diddle.
I could probably spare a diddle. Jesus.
Well, if you go full diddle, I might talk to you, but you know how I feel about it.
Oh, fuck.
Joe's like, what's going on?
I got the fuck. Yeah.
But you hear what I'm saying, right? Like, the thing is, they were hired on by a particular contract that they signed. And then later, the federal government came in and said, "Hey, you can't continue working for us unless you agree to this additional contract that wasn't part of your original contract, but we want you to sign it. So we're going to put a whole bunch of force on you. And if you don't sign it, we're going to give you a dishonorable discharge," which basically makes you a felon to any previous service members that are aware of what a dishonorable discharge means.
Is that any different than what happened to everybody else, whether you be another government employee, doctor, fucking nurse, or whoever, as a teacher? They all got that, had to make that decision at some point. Right?
And no.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, maybe not everybody.
It is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Exactly the same. You are correct. The difference is that service members went through the military, and academia includes doctors, nurses, and your secretary.
I know the distinction between military and
academia.
Doctor. What is your point?
If in academia, if you don't toe the line, you're out. They won't review your papers. They won't look at your notes. They won't take you as a serious individual at all. But in the military, was largely merit-based up until about 6 years ago. Merit-based means that the people who have the skills get the promotions. If that's not the case, that's not a military.
Well,
am I wrong? I'm sorry. If I'm wrong, let me know.
No.
The silence tells me that I might be onto something.
No.
That means
it should tell you that your friend doesn't understand. I was trying to see how it related to some point from 3 minutes ago. I was unable to do it, so I didn't really
contracts. Yes.
Yes.
Hiring. Okay. So military is an all voluntary force. Doctors are an all voluntary force. Doctors have to spend 7 years in academia, read Ivy League, minimal 7 years in academia in order to be a doctor and do the things that doctors do, to have quote unquote a practice and then a specialization, right? In the military, you join the military and you do what you're fucking told.
I get that part. So the distinction between the two, I was saying they're very similar. They both got pressure put on them. And you were telling me the distinction is?
The distinction is a doctor has a practice. They are capable of saying, okay, well, I'm no longer,
okay.
I am no longer a specialist. I wish to practice in this way. And if that's not permitted, then I'm no longer that, and I wish to practice in this way. A military serviceman has only one choice: follow orders. And if you don't, you get a dishonorable discharge, even if those orders are against your religion, against your livelihood, against your fucking sense of health. My body, my choice doesn't work only one way.
Is that it?
That's it.
That's it?
Is there more? Do I need more? Okay,
no,
if you
I wanted you to be able to say your full point. That's why uninterrupted. Someone got a text message.
Baby, go for
loud.
it. Who wants to get some?
Some what? Some dick? Some pussy?
I got some dick and some pussy for you. I can go pussy. I can put on some makeup.
Whoa, easy. All right, you've been drinking too much now, Sasquatch. Easy, bro. Easy.
Yeah, I'm only warming up. Bitch, this is a smoke fest.
Why you gotta be the fat friend? No, she's had too much to drink.
I just said easy, bro. He's talking about offering dick and pussy. I don't know, man. Listen, don't go offering out your boy pussy like
hold
that.
on.
Right?
How do I answer the phone when you call me? Damn, bitches, you stupid.
That depends. That depends on what time of day I call you. Honestly,
doesn't really matter. I'm like, damn, shit, you sexy as hell. What the fuck? That's true for everybody, by the way. You can sit and laugh all you want.
Stop training this man to be your sub.
Bitch, I'm training you to be a sub. Don't fuck with me.
Fuck if you are. I'm taking my wrench back.
Really? All right. Take it.
What do I call you every time I call you?
Multiple pauses.
Mayonnaise snow monkey?
No, I hadn't thought of anything yet, but now I'm going to start calling you the Gimp.
Oh, am I in the basement? Okay.
You're in the basement.
Dude, I have no problem with the basement because my purpose here is to promote other channels.
You're still
does that interfere with the gimpiness?
No, it just makes it even more gimpy.
Oh, cool. That's neat.
You're a sidekick.
He is a
You should actually have Gimpy on your show, by the way.
In a world full of this is YouTube. We're all main characters. Let's not fake that shit.
What's the stat? Don't they say that 90% of YouTube users are just observers or viewers? Only 10% actually create the content. I remember hearing that somewhere.
94.
94?
That's
some absurd number of percent.
How the fuck do you have
the reason is okay, so there's a small group of people that have multiple channels, and then there's a group of people that have multiple profiles, but not actual channels. And these people have a whole bunch of sock accounts. And so this skews the number a little bit. So when YouTube tells you it's 87% of people, have legitimate channels that are doing the thing, you're really talking about more along the lines of like 75% have legitimate channels, and the rest are just bots, sock accounts, false government accounts like Fed Boys and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Literally a quarter, give or take, a third at least, of the accounts on YouTube are government owned, government operated, and literally ops.
How many did you say? A third?
Ballpark. It might be lower, slightly lower, slightly more.
Where did you get that figure from?
It comes from, all right, this is one of those autism things.
Mm-hmm.
I bet.
So I've been able to look at the back end of various channels and mine and seen like the difference between like videos that we've done together, same video performance type stuff. Anyway, what it comes down to is this: who has more sock accounts? The asshole over there who just wants to start some shit, or a government employee who is an actual asset?
Asset.
Who's more motivated is my question.
I don't know how they motivate their assets, but probably their assets.
just within a zero void of information, assets versus some asshole online. Assets is more motivated because they're fed by
They're
the
trying to
government.
work off charges or something.
Yeah, right. But whatever it is, like a lot of people misunderstand assets to mean being paid.
Shout out Sarah.
All I'm saying is, like, there are different forms of currency that work for different people. What's up, Samuel? Hit the link if you got time. But my point is
assets. That you were talking about assets.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. There are different forms of currency to pay assets. Some assets are willing to work for clout. Some assets are willing to work for
Shout out
exposure.
GS.
Todd. Anyway, if you got such tiny feet, why would you show them? Hey, Flow State, I want you to do something. Since you're here under Flow State, yes. I need you to do the thing. I'd like to put my dick in that, but that's not it. Sell yourself. Grift,
You're such a fucking whore, guy. You're such a whore. You're such a fucking whore.
You're so skanky.
My channel is Flow Stage. My other channel is the Powdered Dusty. I streamed both of them a little later tonight, going after Jay Dyer. Come watch me respond to Jay Dyer after Sasquatch is over, whenever that is. After Sasquatch, because Jay says I'm too stupid to debate with.
Was that you?
Well, I didn't say that personally, but I'm not going to necessarily
not you.
Right? I didn't say it.
He was probably thinking it too.
Disagree.
Yeah, that's a pretty good. That's a good term. Did you come up with that yourself, or did someone else give you that term? Oh, so we went to the fat jokes. Okay, cool.
We went. Yeah, you've been based off your behavior, but I guess
that means you won. He went ad hom. You won.
Let's go. Hey, we were going ad hom. I thought this was a roast.
Wait, did you come up with Powdered Dusty, or did someone give you the term Powdered Dusty?
No, I didn't. Sin came up with it.
I was going to say that's a pretty good name, because I was going to give you props. I came up with it. I was like, damn, that's a pretty good.
Why is it? What's it mean? I'm obviously missing something.
Well, you know what a Dusty is?
The old record. No.
I'm assuming you know. And Powdered Dusty meaning that you're a white Dusty.
One white Dusty. Yeah. Because, Sin 710 was saying that. I think I was on Chaotic Truth or one of those channels, and she said, and then, of course it was a race topic, and I piped in about something, and she said, "Well, you're not even really white. You're kind of a Dusty. You're Powdered Dusty," and then she called me a Powdered Bandit, but Powdered Dusty rhymes better.
I get it.
Or it's got a better flow to it. Shout out Flow State. But yeah, I got new memberships on Powder Dusty. Flow State's membership reapplication or monetization reapplication is still pending. But
I really hope you get that worked out, because it's a lot easier to work with legitimate. I don't know, that's not right. It's easier to work with proper numbers. Mm-hmm. A non-monetized channel has different numbers from a monetized channel, and I've never monetized because I want to do this shit for free, but at the same time I want to know shit that I don't know and I don't have access to because I haven't monetized.
What is your weird hang up with the money?
There is no hang up. Every motherfucker says that shit until they fucking blow up, and then suddenly they find a reason why. The only reason I got monetized is there is no.
I didn't have to blow up for shit. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm at 1,001 subscribers.
No,
right.
No.
But you weren't doing that. The only reason I don't monetize is because I have a moral standard. You weren't doing that to begin with.
Joe has a point. I don't give two diddly fucks about the money until it becomes enough money to make a fucking difference. Puts a fucking roof on my house, I'm down with it. If it doesn't, go fuck yourself. I don't want your fucking cash. My point is, I want to do this to promote other channels, but in order to do that, I have to grow my channel. This is a weird conundrum that puts me in a position of having this conversation currently.
Not really. We all have to grow our channels in order to do these things.
Sure.
True.
But most people who are growing their channel past the 5,000 subscriber mark are trying to grow their channel to get more money. I'm trying to grow my channel so that I can reach more people to show people Jay and Flo and you. And you can say, oh, bullshit, I don't give a fuck. I don't either. That's the difference. You obviously care enough to say you don't give a shit. And I didn't bring up whether or not anybody gave a shit. Don't care.
I just tuned you out like I do my girlfriend on that last part. I'm really
That's because I'm your favorite pussy. Don't fuck with me, Joe. I'll come right back at you. This is a roast, bitch. I'll tell you that you've lost your crack pipe on the goddamn carpet. I would apologize, but I'm not that type of creature.
I'm not the type of creature.
I was gonna do.
Yeah.
No shit. I was gonna do white erasure and DEI tonight, but I'm trying to get monetized.
That's not a
On the
great
first channel or second channel?
Huh?
Just do
The
it
first
on
or second channel?
I'm trying to get Flow State remonetized. I am monetized on the Powder Dusty. So what I do is I dual stream to both of them, and I turn the live chat off in Flow State so that, or I put on a big
basically
chat delay so that people are
if
then
you
are
want
going
to talk shit.
Huh?
You have to come to the Powder Dusty to talk shit.
Right.
That is how you talk shit if you want to. If you don't want to, it doesn't matter which one you want.
That's kind of smart. Does it work?
It's brilliant. We work that shit out together.
It is. It is very intelligent. Yeah. That's good. That's a good hustle.
Good night, Queen Bird. Good to see you.
Yeah, when I lose my figure, I might go to that hustle. But as long as I can get away with these legs, I'll keep doing it.
So you didn't answer my question though, Joe. Will you be protesting tomorrow?
Actually, I can tell you, I will not. If you just want to talk about the cause, that's one thing. I just had a setback on some editing. I uploaded a bunch of shit I was working on, and a bunch of the files didn't upload. I'll be working through the night. I won't be.
I'm kind of surprised you wouldn't be. I thought. I mean, just
like
your rhetoric,
I didn't know
you
nothing about it. I've been at work
about what?
a lot.
Un día sin inmigrantes. The day without immigrants.
The day without.
What is that?
That is basically due to the ICE raids that are occurring in the mandates that Trump has imposed. It is an unofficially organized day of protest and immigrants and people who are legal, illegal, children of, or allies of immigrants, not going to school, not going to work, not doing any kind of shopping, and protesting in favor of immigration.
I'm an ally of an immigrant, but I don't know if it's more than that attached to it. I'm gonna get there and protest and shit. No motherfuckers be like, "Hey Joe, I'm glad you came out."
I have quite a crisis of conscience because I don't hate immigrants, but I still voted for Trump. So I don't know.
You do a bit of a crisis
straight to hell.
Drunk squats. I mean, side squats is back. What's up, baby?
Squat, you good?
Yeah.
Squat, you faded, bro. You're almost crossfaded.
Crossfaded?
There, bitch, please. I've seen you go down.
You never heard of crossfaded before?
Yes.
Somebody's crossfaded?
Bitch,
that's when you're drunk and high at the same time.
Oh, I thought that was faded. When you're like faded when you're on all the things and then they all start to wear off. And you're just like in the dead zone.
Well, I didn't come up with the term. It's a Gen Z term. Crossfaded.
You know what I'm talking about? It's like 5 in the morning or 7 in the morning.
Wrong.
And like you're not sure what the fuck you're still on, but you're not sober.
Right. You're sitting around staring at the sun coming up, wondering why you're watching the sun coming up when you want to sleep so bad.
Right.
And you're drinking and smoking weed like I'm not sleeping and I don't know why. Faded.
You long ago sucked on the turned out inside out baggie that you had and
cocaine's a hell of a drug.
No, sir.
But it's only good. It's only good if it's cut with gas. If it's cut with gasoline, if it's cut with B12, then you're just buying bullshit.
This is one of those things that I've always had a disagreement on with everybody, but I think I know why.
Ajot's saying your voice is fading.
That's because she's shooting shots as a fucking roast, dude.
Okay.
That's what that is. She could be here streaming this shit right fucking now, but she got sleepy and decided to go to bed with like little Justice.
She's the gimp.
You're not wrong. I can be subbed, but it takes a true dom to do it. I sub other motherfuckers without
Can you be pegged?
No.
Now I know what to aim for.
You're welcome to try. It won't work. Dude, and you're fucking up.
Where's Ezra? Where's Ezra at?
Yeah, I might let her. I'm not gonna lie. But
I got a job for you, Ezra.
The wooden one.
What's the crazy girl?
You have no idea how much you're fucking up. The day I convince my wife to let me purchase an actual fucking RV, I'm going to show up in your goddamn house.
Oh, it's going to be good.
And drive the fuck off. And your girlfriend, your kids, all of them are going to wonder about you and shit. And then I'm going to pick up Joe. And you're going to wonder even more.
Hey, Size Class, since you brought up RVs, let me see how drunk or sober you are. You get that RV. Where the fuck you going to drive it now in the United States without paying money?
Oh, no, I got money. That's not a problem.
No, that wasn't where I was going with that. Don't you think it's shitty that you have to pay to fucking you buy this nice thing and then
I'm not a fan. I was very upset when I went to the DMV and was like, hey, what kind of like license do I have to have for an RV? And they went, none. Wait, what do you mean? None. Wait, you mean I can drive a 27-foot RV? Yeah. I can drive a 29-foot RV. Mm-hmm. As long as it doesn't seat more than 7 passengers, you can drive whatever you like. Wait.
And where can you park it? Especially overnight, which is what it's intended for.
That is why. Okay, first of all, there are 2 reasons why I wish to purchase an RV.
Can you go to the Grand Canyon and park your RV?
If it's 22 foot or less, yes.
How much would it cost you?
About $9. Unless it's changed in like the last 92 hours or so.
Why the fuck would you get to go to the fucking Grand Canyon for $9?
Because I have a 22-foot RV. I mean, it might be 12 or 14 or something. I'm not.
They give discounts to RVs in the Grand Canyon.
Wait, did you pay more? I mean, I'm going off of information that, like, when I looked about going to the Grand Canyon. I mean,
I think it was like $60 or something stupid.
Okay, I'm good with that. Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. But I get to take my whole RV, right?
But I was just talking about the Grand Canyon. Wherever you go, there will be a fee now.
Okay.
You think that's cool? I think no. This is America. You bought that motherfucker. You should be able to pull up to a river somewhere without.
That pisses me off to no end. But I would like for me and Flow State to go and look at the Grand Canyon and not get arrested by motherfuckers. And so I'll pay up the goddamn 60 fucking bucks. And I'll bitch about it on a goddamn YouTube video later.
Flo ain't taking no arrest, man. That nigga gonna shoot that cop.
No arrest. No. See, you got me fucked up, Joe. Hold on. Let me clarify some shit.
No, I'm getting arrested.
Don't get arrested. Sasquatches abide by the law. We show up in a state, we've already read the law, we abide by the law, and if we happen to make an error, we pay fines associated with that law. And if that's not the case, bitch, you're on your own.
Oh, I want to die free, bro. I just can't take it no more. You're muted, Jay, if you was talking. I don't know, man. Once you open your eyes, man, it's like every day, man, you just feel like, I don't know. Ignorance is bliss, man. That's what I say.
Sure. And if you're willing to live in ignorance, that's fine. I mean, like, look at Flow State. He's happy as a fucking clap. Playing goddamn money, not giving
I'm ignorant and I have white privilege.
And he don't get the thing.
He's living in utter bliss right now.
Right? I don't feel
good. Ooh, life is good, baby.
This is fine. I have no problem with this. What I want is for you, Joe, and you, Jay, to also live in that same ignorant fucking bliss, to realize that all you have to do is not be a fucking victim and cash the goddamn check. Do that shit.
I'm not a fucking victim. But I mean, I benefit from white. I mean, the only time I benefit from white privilege is on Black YouTube. It's the only
First of all, I don't believe in white privilege. But that is the one difference me and you seem to have on a political spectrum is that I think that it's money.
Wait a minute. I just sit only on Black YouTube. I benefit from that. That's
cash.
it.
If you can drop motherfucking cash on some shit, they will forgive you. If it's punishable by a fine, it is legal for a price. And that is the privilege you're talking about. I did that on purpose. Come on, come at me. Come on.
Come at you or on you? There's a difference.
I mean, if I got a little bit of video, we could do that thing, but I'm not trying to go.
Hey, there you go.
He
Yeah, now
prefers
she's
the
talking.
latter.
Now she's talking. There you go. There you go. How about this? Let me ask you guys this question, okay? Where do white people go when brown people take over the country? Right now, they're arguing that over on CT's panel. I was just looking at that. I want to ask you guys that question.
And this is something I've learned living in the South. There's a certain amount of self-segregation that takes place. The black people all go to certain clubs and the white people go to different clubs, and that's kind of how that works out.
Oh wow, that was your answer. Just segregate. Hopefully,
self-segregation. It's different from legal segregation where you're required to do so.
Self-segregation.
In other words, I can go to your bar if I choose to, and y'all can bitch me out as much as you want to for being there. But if I'm willing to tolerate that, you can't really kick me out.
So
Same thing for you when you come to these.
Your answer is, where do white people go when, I forgot how you phrased it, black people come in or other people?
No, it's basically when brown people displace them. That's what they were arguing over there.
Brown people displace them. You say they go to themselves. Well, that's not really an option, I don't think.
I didn't say that.
No, I know you didn't. I was talking about Sasquatch. I think what's gonna happen, or what's more likely to happen, is we go to each other. Motherfuckers make love, have babies, and get the nonsense out of your head. Then it'd be harder for the motherfucker to trick you when they talk about that race bullshit. But fuck that.
That's why I love Joe.
Get to know you.
What? There's so much of an easier answer though. Just go to Greenland.
Canada.
Go to Greenland where it's cold, it's dark. There's
hold on.
There's wild land up there to be tamed.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if and I know this is like one of those weird fucking controversial moments, but listen. If America were to purchase Greenland outright and add it as a province or protectorate, whatever it ended up being, I'm not debating the end product of what it is, simply an American territory of some sort, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Would that not be a better purchase than the Louisiana purchase? How about the Alaskan purchase?
Greenland? Fucking no, I can't go. I won't go. Ain't it cold up there? I mean, I guess
it's always cold.
We can suck some gold or fucking.
They have
better by what metric?
Money.
Yeah, there you go.
In terms of what? In terms of like cost, of value?
Mere economics, the economics of having access not only to the Northwest Patches, which is essentially what the purchase is access to to a future possible global warming Northwest Passage, right?
Yeah,
that's what that purchase would allow for America is the ability to send ships over the north end without having to request any type of bullshit. Canada can't say shit, Russia can't say shit, none of them. Because we own Greenland and we own Alaska and we can come in and we can go out, and that's international waters.
Well, owning Canada would be the ultimate right there. That'd be the ultimate icing on the cake.
But Canada seems to fall in line with a lot of the Russian doctrine, not necessarily like
you think y'all suck our ass, Canadians. Everyone I know wants to be in a fucking America, know our rights and laws better than we do.
But Joe, the ones that you know come to talk to you. It's not the people that don't want to talk to you that you go talk to, right?
I'm gonna say no only because if not for the Louisiana, if not for the Louisiana, I'm gonna say no because if not for the Louisiana purchase, then you wouldn't have America wouldn't be able to facilitate the rest of its manifest destiny.
Okay,
I was hoping.
What about the Alaskan purchase from Russia?
Is it better than that? Sure. Yeah.
That's close. Sure. It's equal billing because
we keep in mind we stole that from Russia. Basically, we only paid $1.6 million for that.
But they offered. That was the offer. We took it. That was the offer. That's the litigious situation we're in.
Yeah, but that was nothing. We might as well have stolen it from them.
There's a shitload of Russians in Alaska. You know that, right?
Yeah, because that was a Russian colony.
Yes. Yes, the establishing like the Euro, the white blood that's in Alaska were largely started by Russians, and then they decided they were Americans later after we purchased it, And they were like, yeah, well, okay, well, Russia and America doesn't matter. And then later it kind of mattered a little bit. And you've got like a 0.002% of people who identify as ethnic Russians. And then the rest of the people who are like, oi, like we're almost Canadian, but not quite. I ate a moose last night.
Well, if we didn't buy it from Russia, then Russia would have just exterminated all the Inuits anyways.
Russia would have been happy to give it up.
Hold on. I got to deal with this. I'm sorry. Like, oh, it's going to be that kind of party. Well, I'll stick my dick in the mashed potatoes.
Call me mashed potatoes.
Okay, baby. What you doing?
Making clips.
Oh, okay, I'll let that happen.
I got a bit of a time crunch.
You're good.
Why do these conversations turn so sus so fast?
Oh shit! I got a hell of a time crunch. I gotta go.
All right, Pepper.
Deuces. I'd tell him to stop being a bitch, but he just can't.
like a snake going against a snake.
Right? It's like taking off your skin as a snake and saying, oh, why do I have these scales? No, dude, I have respect for that, though, Joe. If you're willing to admit what you are and tell me straight up and just fucking deal with me on the surface, no problems.
I agree with the last part that I prefer a motherfucker who deal with me on the surface and tell me straight up. But if that means the flow's a bitch or simple, whatever we just called him, I don't know about all that shit.
No, he might not be a bitch from your perspective.
Shit,
he's a bitch from my perspective because as a producer, I feel like I should know at least something going the fuck on. I have no fucking clue. That's just a personal thing. That's nothing to do with the rest of the world.
I get it.
Appreciate you coming up, y'all. It's been absolutely fucking magnificent.
This has been
calling it a night.
No. I'm just saying. Actually, let me give y'all the fucking places.
I got 30%, so I got a innate countdown built in my phone.
Plug in your charger. What the fuck you need, man?
I got an iPhone that requires a splitter. I got 3 of them, and all 3 of them don't work. I don't fuck.
That's because you chose an iPhone. Samsung.
Yeah, exactly. Over here trying to be bougie for no reason.
You're a fault bitch, Joe. You've been purchased by the state, and we're all aware of it. But we still like to talk to you because I love you.
I was a Samsung. I love Samsung still, and I would prefer them. However, I got my shit as a business investment, strictly for the picture.
Okay, sure.
At night, there are no flashes from the police lights. It was killing all my other fucking vids. You can't see any faces because of the flashing lights. And one of my buddies, actually, it was 2 of them at the same cop watch, and they didn't have the effect. All 3 of us together, and I looked at my shit. It was fucked up. Their shit was clear as day, and I asked them both what phones they had, and that's when I went out and bought.
Hey, no, whatever works best. I got no smoke for you. I'm just saying you can charge a Samsung while you're streaming.
I like Samsung. You can download shit for free. You can turn your shit into a metal detector just when you're bored. You can do anything with a fucking Samsung.
Dude, it's absurd. Go Moto, and you can go further.
Search for ghosts on that motherfucking job.
There is a Moto fucking like I went like my daughter convinced me to go Moto like two generations ago. They have freaking Wi-Fi goddamn dishes that let you sit wherever you want to sit and receive the signal from the phone in the dish. They have freaking like all kinds
that
of
would
weird...
do it for me if I get my own personal Wi-Fi, and if it's guaranteed as much work as I do, I'd pay for
you know what, man?
Right?
People have the nerve to say that Apple phones are better. But
you
it's
can
just
take a Samsung phone
again.
I'm one of those little dish jobs.
Except you're going by the camera. You don't really have an argument. Picture clarity, and it's always been their big go-to.
But picture clarity is largely carried by bandwidth, and if your bandwidth is wide enough, whatever phone you're using, you can utilize the picture carrier of that.
Bandwidth. I got an iPhone 12. And I be out filming with motherfuckers with the brand new Samsungs, and my shit is still usually better than their shit.
Yes, I'm not debating that, but what I'm saying is if you apply the proper technology to the circumstances you're in, and you know where you're going to have your environment, you can set up a Samsung with a dish and have perfect, flawless Wi-Fi with 1080p and none of that pixelation that takes place.
And Samsung,
you can use iPhone.
Ridiculous.
You can use iPhone if you want to.
I can do what the fuck I want. I don't know what that means. I'm grown. Of course, I can use an iPhone.
Sure. What I'm saying is, you can set up the Wi-Fi dish to point in a specific direction you're planning on go cop watching or whatever you want to go do a Hooters fucking show or whatever it is. You know it's going to happen over there in this general area, right? You set up whatever car you're in when you show up, you set up your little dish pointed in that fucking direction. You walk off and do whatever the hell you want to do within 1,000 yards. Within that 1,000 yards, you can use any freaking phone you want to connect to that signal, provided you have the key.
Wow, did you say 1,000 yards or 1,000 feet?
Give or take.
That's a big difference.
It depends on the base.
1,000 feet is still ain't nothing to sneeze at.
I will say 1,000
you're not
feet.
1,000 feet away from the car.
I will say 1,000 feet for fucking sure. 1,000 yards if you put all the technology together properly.
And you probably wouldn't want to try that shit in the city because all the buildings, it just kills fucking signals.
It's straight line. In that case, you're dealing with straight line communication.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So, I mean, you can carry a repeater in your pocket and do the same thing, but you're going to deal with like a 10-second lag. Or you can set up an actual redirect dish focused at your phone because you know you're going to be over here somewhere. And if you happen to walk outside of this particular street, you come back to your car and point it in the right direction, or you move it to another location. It does take extra steps, but the quality from that point is immaculate.
I guess it's worth it if that's part of your thing. If you're live streaming and stuff, I got buddies who would go through do anything to have a reliable fucking live stream. So I guess it depends on what your shit is. I rarely if ever go live, so no, I'm
sure
good. Yeah,
I get it, but all right, this is coming from the perspective of a person that's been researching on the whole RV going to different places, but perfectly willing to pay for a freaking hotel. I don't have a problem spending the fucking money. The issue is I want to get there and not be uncomfortable if something goes wrong. And so an RV is the answer to problems.
Why are you justifying that shit? It seems brilliant to me. Why you feel the need to justify it?
But no, it's just explaining the thought process that leads up to the understanding of the technology that I'm talking about. If you've never had a need for the technology, you wouldn't know.
So you saying an RV carries extra internet burdens or something?
No, all right, so let's say hypothetically speaking, you take a 1979 RV and you add in a couple of 2024 power supplies, specifically say Blue Yeti, right? They do off-grid type stuff, and they do stuff involving Starlink, right? And also cellular connections if you prefer. But let's say hypothetically we're dealing with cellular.
For Purple Yeti, but yeah.
Sure. Okay, whatever. I'm just saying a power supply. There are various companies that make power supplies, and they don't have to be associated with the RV that you're currently in. In fact, if you're willing to pay for a hotel room, you can recharge them in the hotel room as you travel.
So
power is not an issue.
If you're recharging in fucking hotels room, it might be a little bit of that shit.
This all comes to money, Joe.
Solar?
It all comes to money. It does.
Is that solar panels?
But no, listen, if you're driving an RV and you're utilizing a solar panel, you're just doing it for the YouTube algorithm, and you're full of shit otherwise, because you're talking about a 5K household power budget, 5,000 watts necessary for a single day for just the shit that I do. That doesn't count my wife. That's just me. 5,000
so
watts.
Your batteries don't pull that off?
If you Not in your average RV. Your average RV is built to play a few DVDs and like turn on some lights.
Well, no. You get 3 of those batteries. I got a bunch of buddies
Sure.
into this. I
Okay.
think they got 3 or more of these really big batteries.
Yes.
I think they might be marine batteries. I don't know why I got that
Sure.
shit in my head, but they're really big.
Well, I was going
And
to go low, but
and
yeah,
solar
no, you're not
panels.
wrong.
And solar panels.
The
And they're able
solar
to pull
panel
off a
has to
lot
do
of
with the
shit.
specific square footage you have on the access that you have access to.
One of them has
So
a
your
bus.
roof of your RV is the only point you own.
Well, it's an
So if
RV.
you're
That's a
going to
lot of solar
calculate your
panels.
power generation from your RV, you can't use any square footage that is not a part of that vehicle. So if you
The
have
roof. Yeah,
a
just the roof. Just the roof.
no, you can't utilize any square footage that's not a part of that RV.
I don't
That
understand.
doesn't mean just the roof. That just means one layer of the roof. So if you arrange your solar panels to spread out rather than just being the size of the roof, right?
Yeah.
And this does take some
I
clever
can't believe it,
engineering.
but I
And I'm
think I
not going to
understand what
explain
you're
this shit.
saying. If you have some that slide
The
out on the
best,
top or on the bottom, suddenly you
but
can
the
double
best
your
that I've been able to come up with without interfering with your basic laws for an RV park.
Look, I don't know if you keeping up with the latest technology on that shit, but
I don't
I got
care
a
if you
buddy
know
with
that.
I got a buddy with a
This is me,
Stuxman.
bro. You're
I got a
talking to
buddy
Sasquatch. I'm
got a
planning to buy an RV. Is it the
listen.
latest technology or the next stage?
No. Of the solar panels, strictly of the solar
Sure.
panels. I got
Okay.
buddies who got that solar panels on the roof, and they're able to do. The buddy got a short bus. He has a full
Yes.
kitchen, a full size fridge, stainless steel,
Yes.
5 monitors, gaming
Do they have a
system,
wife
air
squatch?
conditioning, heating,
But do they
all
have
off
a
of
wife
those solar
squatch?
panels.
But do they have a wife squatch? Wife squatch games. She has her own channel. She does her own shit. Do they have a wife squatch? Without
Well,
a
the
wife
cat I'm
squatch,
talking
about
about is
half of your power usage advantages.
Otto the Watchdog. He games and he's a YouTuber and all of that
Sure.
shit.
Sure.
He's
I'm
the
not
one I
saying
was
it's
talking
not
about with
possible.
5 monitors in that motherfucker, all off of solar panels.
Yes. Not impossible. But, and I want to stress this, Joe, I'm not trying to do an IRL stream. I'm not trying to do an RV channel, none of that. What I want to do is come and interview you in your situation where you are at. I want to be able to drive in, park at a fucking Taco Bell, and ask you a few questions in person. You go fuck off and do whatever you want afterwards. I don't care. That's your world. This is my world. We're going to do this thing. It's good. Right?
I dig that. I do that with a
That
lot
being
of
said,
motherfuckers now.
your average 22-foot RV that can park in your average parking spot without being ticketed, right? This limits the amount of roof space you have, and you're not allowed to really interfere with
22 is
anyone
more
else's
than enough. My
parking
man has
area.
a step van the size of like a UPS van or something. I'm sure it's can't be more than 22 feet, and he
No,
pulls off the
17
same
feet.
shit.
The UPS van is 17.
Okay,
Yes.
so he's got one of those, and he's got a fridge, he's got
Sure.
an air conditioner heating unit that attaches
Okay.
to the outside and the inside it pumps in, and you can
I hear
run
what
that
you're saying,
shit
Joe.
all
And
day
that
off of
man
that
sounds like
footage.
a perfectly reasonable person who has
Hey,
come to
listen, you know what
reasonable
else he has,
conclusions.
Sasquatch? He
Bitch, I'm a
also
fucking genius. I'm gonna
listen,
put
this
some
is
extra
genius.
shit on
This cat is genius. Listen, there was also enough space under the van to put a second gas tank under there, and the van is old enough where he can use oil. If you filter it and run it through the
Yes.
centrifuge, he
Yes.
uses black
No.
used
You don't
oil
need
as
a
a fuel.
centrifuge if you're utilizing the exhaust heat to crack the fucking fuel. You can break oil into diesel on the fly if you do it hot enough.
God, I have to take your word for that part. I don't know how to
It's
fucking
just
heat
part
diesel
of
on the
that
fly.
inline six that's in that UPS step
I
side
was
that you're talking
picturing
about.
the monkeys from the flying monkeys from the witch. I was picturing them under the engine doing shit with fire trying to.
I can't help what you imagine is happening backstage. All I'm trying to say is I have sat down and done the math on the amount of kilowatt hours that I need versus amp hours that
How
are
do you
available in battery.
burn diesel? Wait, on the fly. how do you burn black diesel and turn it into regular diesel? If
Wait,
that's what you're saying.
no, you're a little bit off base. It's black oil as regular diesel. If oil is hot enough, it reacts very similar to diesel to compression. So you
Oh
would
yeah,
have
and then
to.
that's when they call it black diesel. Yeah, or am I right? Am I right?
You're not wrong.
Because
You're
the
not
people
wrong.
I fuck with, they call it black diesel, and they run with it, and it's just fucking oil. Maybe and only certain cars and trucks use it, like certain years and all of that.
Specifically, diesels from the Power Stroke 6.5 to the Power Stroke 7.3.
I don't know what he
These
has,
can
but
be
he was lucky
utilized
enough
with
to have
just
one.
the click of a dial on a tuner. You can
Yeah.
tune it to run fry oil, fucking black diesel, goddamn red diesel.
Yeah.
What
Sasquatch.
My God,
How long you go? How long you stay in live for?
I got time. I've still got a quarter of a pint. How long is that?
I'm belling
That's
on you.
not
I
that
need
long,
about
honestly.
5
That's
minutes.
a quarter of a pint. That's like 2 shots, maybe 3 if you're modest.
That's nothing.
How
All right,
did
I'm
you
belling
know?
on you now, Sasquatch. My back
All right,
was
baby.
low. I'm gonna bell
Just
on
take
you.
care of my kids, all right? And tell my
All right,
wife,
I tell
tell
him you
your wife
said
I love her.
I tell him you said hi. We're gonna get your daughter out of jail soon, man. You guys be easy,
Appreciate
man.
that.
Watch, bro.
I
Happy
know.
birthday.
I appreciate
Happy
it,
birthday.
brother.
How old are you for real, though? How old are you for real?
46. As far as I've been able to figure out, I'm 46.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that. I thought that. Okay.
Older, younger, like eat me, bitch.
I thought the number was going to be higher than that. I'll be honest with you. I thought the number was going to be higher than that.
I look more Ragnarok than not. Like I look like Ragnar Lothbrok over here. I get it.
Let's tamp that down a bit. Don't
fuck with me.
I've watched all the Viking series several times.
Hey, that's all I want to talk to you about. I want to do a watch party one night a week. I want to do
I do that on weekends already.
I know. You don't have to be there for all of them. I'm just saying I'm going to set up a night a week to do this. I'm going to do 2 episodes a night. It's only going to be like an hour, like what is that? 45 minutes an episode. Call it 2 hours and 15 minutes, maybe. Whatever.
Yeah.
The Expanse. I want to go real slow because the Expanse utilizes science more than most sci-fis do. It's more science, less fiction. The fiction part is completely out there beyond the brain pan, right? The science part is all legitimate. Like
I never watched it, I'll be honest.
Dude, it's fucking amazing. 3 of my favorite characters of the past 15 years, and I am a huge Mandalorian fan. Huge. I have huge Mandalorian fan. I was a Mandalorian fan before Mandalorians fucking existed. That being said, 3 of my favorite sci-fi characters come from The Expanse. One comes from the 100. One comes from Terra Nova. Like, and then you have like fucking Serenity and Firefly, but like I'm a brown coat at heart, so what can I say?
That I'll be honest with you when it comes to Serenity and Firefly, that whole thing. If it was that good, it would have stayed alive. I'll be honest. The Mandalorian is what Firefly should have been. But the Mandalorian actually did it right.
I will stand flat-footed and take the Pepsi challenge. In fact, I'll tell you what. You choose what any I don't give a shit what it is. Any single season to do the Pepsi challenge against Firefly, and I'll take it. We will play your episode that you choose against my episode that I choose, but we have to agree on the topic of the episode. That's the only caveat.
So what? I need to choose an episode from a show to put up against Firefly, a show that had 1 season and 9 episodes. All right. Right?
Okay.
See, the Firefly fans. See, here's the thing: Firefly fans don't understand the amount of hubris they bathe themselves in. Because if this show was that baller, I like Firefly. I like that show, But I'm not this Firefly fan that thinks like it's so good that it should have had a second season. I've watched that show and it was just good. It was good, yeah, but like, okay.
Right. And you're not from the right geographic area to understand what the point of Firefly was. The Lost Cause.
Firefly was about this. It was a Western in space.
The Lost Cause, brother. That's the point of the whole thing. I know it doesn't have the same smack when you're not from the right environment. I'm just saying.
Okay. All right.
The fact that this man was willing to stand up for what was right and proper and natural against
the outer rim will rise again. Oh man, that's essentially what you're saying.
I really didn't expect to carry Minnesota when we did, though.
Minnesota,
Washington. Which one would you rather? Wyoming.
Oh my god, bro.
I'm just saying, bro.
Outer
like
rim will
it's
rise
become
again.
a different. It's a different flavor today than it was when it was released. When Firefly was released, it was released in individual episodes that were intended to have individual meanings, and it was forced to be done in a particular order that didn't make any fucking sense because of the networks. The writing was really well done. Not great, not excellent, not like star-studded or none of that. But look at the individual actors that came out of that show and went on to become major fucking names.
I'm not saying that Firefly wasn't a good show. It's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that Firefly fans prop up this show as if it's this paragon of what sci-fi should be and what TV should be. But if it was the case, it would have been given a second season.
You're not wrong on the point that some Firefly fans like aggrandize it to a point beyond the point where it should be understood. That's silly. That's all silly. I'm aware of that. But bitch, all I'm saying is brown coats unite. Fuck all y'all.
Brown coats unite. What show would I pit that against? Because I want to make sure, because I don't want to pick a show that's had like 10 seasons. Because if I was going to do that, I would pick Stargate SG-1, which actually is a show that did.
Hold on.
And I grew up. Here's the thing: some kids grew up on Star Trek. Some kids grew up on Star Wars. I grew up on Stargate.
I'm a Stargate
that was my
kid.
shit growing up.
I'm a Stargate kid, bro. I love Destiny, bro. I loved Stargate Universe. That shit was the balls deep, son.
I don't like you
Shut
anymore.
Up. Don't make me come over there and kick you in your fucking
I don't like you anymore.
No, think about this. Homie's sitting around with his little autistic brain playing a fucking video game. He does something no one else has done, and suddenly his ass is in space. It's as close
weird,
to Isekai,
man.
But it's as close to Isekai as you can get, dude.
Stargate Universe was so weird because they used the communicators that the ancients had, and then all of a sudden you have people like, "Oh yeah, baby, I'm gonna fuck on you," even though this is another man entirely, but I know it's you somehow. Like,
but that wasn't the
Get
Destiny script. That was the fucking bean counters at the studio, dude. They required identity politics to be implemented, and Stargate Destiny, or Universe, what is it? Stargate SGU decided to do that by having some of the better actors of the group play other characters in the group rather than trying to subservient themselves to the identity politics. They allowed what's the Native American fellow? He's
Lou Diamond Phillips.
Thank you. Lou Diamond Phillips. He was one of the best things about that freaking series, and he did one of the worst roles in it because he did the thing they required to keep it on the air. Okay, look, I agree. It's not a great series by itself. It's not great. I like it because of the gaming aspect, the fact that it was just some random dude who solved a random problem who was brought in to help them. Blame it on my
dude. And keep in mind, dude, I just want to say the concept of, because it was so weird. It's like the ancient communicators were, I hold a beacon, I hold this little device, and someone else holds the device. And our consciousness our consciousnesses are switched over, but
I didn't
somehow
like
the people that we know who we are. And the one thing that got me was the dude who was like the captain of the ship, and he goes there. And Lou Diamond Phillips' body and is fucking on his wife in Lou Diamond
oh,
Phillips' body. So,
wait,
bro, your
you
wife is
got
willing to
that
cheat
wrong.
on
It's
you
the other
while
way
you are a
around.
galaxy away.
No, you got that wrong. You got that backwards. It's the other way around. It was Lou Diamond Phillips coming in the husband's body and fucking the wife of the captain. And then
No, because
later the captain found out about it and was like, holy shit, and went back in Lou Diamond Phillips's body and did some nefarious shit to like get even. I didn't like
I
none
have
of
to
that
rewatch
shit.
the show, man.
None of
I
it.
have to rewatch the show, but the
None
way I
of that
saw it was
shit,
the
dude.
captain went into Lou Diamond Phillips' body. I have to rewatch the
What
show.
I, what I did like was the idea of the Destiny ship, the idea of additional aliens that are outside of the realm of your typical Stargate
Which is
universe.
cool. Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Especially the I can't remember the fucking name of them right now, but the ones that were like weird bubble aliens that were only partially in our reality, those guys fucking awesome, because the Goa'uld couldn't do shit with them, the goddamn Wraith couldn't fucking touch them, and we
Correct.
end up coming in contact with them, and we've got to deal with these motherfuckers like face to face, and it comes down to like, okay, electromagnetism works. Thank God we dealt with the replicators.
But there's a reason why that show only lasted one season.
Or well,
It
yeah,
was
it was at the end of its lifespan already, and you fucking know it. Like that shit had already run. Stargate SG-1, Stargate Atlantis had already burned up most of the
great
sci-fi
shows.
credits they had.
Great
Great
shows.
shows in both counts. The later episodes, actually, like I have one complaint on that. About season 6 of Stargate SG-1, season 5, they started repeating the episodes from like the first 3 seasons, and all right, whatever. They made money. It's an excellent show. I love MacGyver. I love the fucking the blonde chick in the Atlantis universe. They had excellent chemistry. The guy who played McCrae,
The blonde chick in Atlantis universe.
No. You're half a step off. SG-1, the blonde chick, the
you're talking about Colonel Carter.
Yes,
or General Carter. Depends on which. Samantha Carter. So that's what her name was. Samantha Carter.
Right. Beautifully done character. Dean Anderson did an amazing job for replacing Kurt Russell from the movie. This is all excellently done. I have no complaints on it. I mean, I could argue about individual episodes, but that's not what we're here for. Destiny takes all of that a step outside of an obvious step. In order for the Stargates to exist, something had to put them there. None of the previous Stargates ever touch on what connects these galaxies together, what connects these particular gates together. And it comes down to, it is the Destiny system and the system that Destiny is connected to that puts all the Stargates in a position to be utilized by the human race across all galaxies, not just ours. Ours, Pegasus, Alpha Centauri, and a dozen others.
Yeah, well, because you do realize the ancients were humans, right?
That's an assumption. The ancients were humiform.
Bro, the first episode of Atlantis shows you 10 million years ago that the ancients were humans.
And they were humaniform, and they did what they did to ascend. All we know is they look like us. We don't know for a fact that they were specifically human, like from Earth type shit, right? All we know.
Okay, I see where you're going.
2 eyes, a nose, a mouth, ears, and they ascended. Can we do that? I don't know. The Stargate universe never answered.
Daniel Jackson ascends twice.
Daniel Jackson spent time as a Goa'uld in a fucking sarcophagus, also in a wraith ship. Also, I mean, Daniel Jackson is not fucking normal.
When was he in a wraith ship?
He did a few Atlantis. He did a few episodes in Atlantis, like 3, 4.
Maybe I know Teal'c did. I don't remember.
Right.
I have to rewatch the show.
He never ascended. This seems to imply that the humaniform, the original humaniform, is capable of ascension when anything that modifies from humaniform doesn't.
That's not true because then Anubis couldn't ascend if that was the case.
But
Anubis ascended.
But the Anubis ascension was done through technology and not through the ancients.
No. Anubis's ascension was because he deceived the ancient that helped Daniel Jackson ascend. Not because of technology.
Deceived. Sorry.
But he still did it though.
But did he really? Did he get in contact with all the other ascended? Like everyone
you don't
that
have
ever
to make contact with all the ascended in order to ascend. You don't have to do that.
And when you after you've ascended, you gain contact with all the ancients, all of them, not just the humaniform ancients, but also the others that have ascended.
If that was the case, then when Anubis went back and he destroyed Abydos, keep in mind this was like in season 8. Daniel Jackson went back to old Abydos, to new Abydos.
Yes.
And he ascended everybody who was killed by Anubis. He ascended everyone. They were like, how are all these people still alive? It's like, well, they're actually not alive. I ascended all of them. Everybody. He just ascended them because.
All right.
Don't play with me, bro. I'm the wrong one to play with when it comes to Stargate. I'm the wrong one. People think I'm a Trekkie. I'm gonna tell you right now. When it comes to Stargate, Star Trek ain't got shit to my Stargate.
All right, fuck the Expanse. I love it. It's absolutely excellent. Me and you are going to sit down and discuss goddamn Stargate while it's playing.
That's my shit, bro. I grew up on Stargate.
Do that shit. I will take the Pepsi challenge on that one with you, and I can't fucking wait, dude. That is, I'm excited. I have something to look forward to.
Bro, I love Stargate, dude. In fact, Stargate is what got me into. Well, when I was younger, I started like. I killed off my dreams early of being like a sci-fi writer, but I like actually made like my own short stories for like of sci-fi because of Stargate. Like that was what inspired me to do it with Stargate. I used to love it, but I used to love that shit, man.
Hey Jay, I want to thank you.
Up, bro? Why?
Because it's not my birthday no more, and you were here chilling with me until it was over. I appreciate it.
Of course, man. Of course, bro. Like, cool, listen, man. This streaming shit, I don't give a fuck about, man. Listen, I just hang out with you because it's you, because you're a cool dude. That's it.
That's the coolest shit since sliced bread, bro.
Yeah, man. That's why I was like. That's why I called you up. I mean, I called you up at work when I wasn't supposed to, but I was like, "Fuck it." I want to know whether or not you want to do something tonight. But you won't accept my money. So I was like, "Well, I don't know how else to like give you a birthday gift."
Bro. I am the king of participation trophies. All I ask is that people participate. Like, look at Joe. Joe's never been on a Sasquatch Chills, but he's been on so many backstages that I really can't help but say that he's a previous guest because we've covered all kinds of ground.
Mm-hmm.
An unbelievable amount of ground. But anyway, you got anything you want to tell everybody before we end this shit out?
Guys, I'm your boy Jay Brillo from Jay's Hot Topics. My channel is called Jay's Hot Topics on the YouTube, Twitter, and the Rumble. Whether you love me, whether you hate me, you can always go over there, subscribe. I cover politics, U.S. politics, geopolitics, economics, social topics, social trending topics, spicier sides of politics. Sometimes I do nerd shit, and I do watch parties. I also do watch parties, by the way.
Watch parties.
So if you guys want to see stuff like that, come on over. And I always like to have cool people. Even if you disagree with me, even if you hate me, even if you want to troll me in the chat, I don't give a fuck. You're welcome on my channel. Everybody's welcome. Okay? Even King Shenard, even though he disrupts shit, he's still welcome. Because someone paid for his ban. That's why. So yeah.
That's motherfucking-nificent, dude. I've got like 3 shots left in this bottle over here. So we've already gone 3 minutes over.
You want to call it now? It's up to you, bro. It's your birthday still. It's not your. It doesn't stop being your birthday until you go to sleep.
All right, now I hear what you're saying, but all right. Let me tell you a story about Sasquatch's birth, since that's what the title was that AJOT gave us. I was born at 2/21 on February 2nd because the doctor's an asshole. Could have been 2/22. That's not what's on the birth certificate, 221, because he's a dick. Right? Could you imagine 222 on February 2nd? I could just ride that shit down the Gematria Railroad.
Oh wow, bro! Oh my god, dude! I'm mad you said that, bro. Because if you go to CT's channel, that's all they fucking talk about now is gematria.
Look, dude. Like, I know I've asked this before, but I'm going to ask you again. Do you believe in coincidence?
If you mean coincidence as in synchronicity, then yes.
I don't define coincidence. I'll allow you to do so. So, yes. My question is, do you believe that things can sometimes just happen, or everything is part of a plan?
Well, I do believe in an overarching intelligence. So, yes, I do think everything is part of a plan.
Okay. So, but, okay. I accept that. Personally, I kind of view myself, all right, overarching plan, that means a designer, correct? An architect, a grand,
yes.
Okay.
Intelligent designer, intelligent architect, yes.
I don't debate that point because I can't debate creation. I can't really debate the idea of an intelligent design. What I can do is say that I don't believe that I have any more say on that intelligent designer than the paramecium that lives on the bacteria of the ant on my fucking sidewalk out front has on me. I.e., no matter how intelligent I am and no matter how much of the universe I understand, I will never predict God's word or God's meaning from the information that is allowed to percolate down to the point where I am in that understanding.
That's deep.
The issue is that I don't believe myself to be an equal of God.
Nor should you.
When God speaks to me, I listen. I don't answer back. I don't respond. That's not my job. I'm simply here as sort of a receiver. I am not a heavily religious individual. I was raised Southern Baptist. I've been to maybe 125 different sects of the Christian faith, along with more than your average backstage pass would be at your damn like local Grateful Dead concert. I'm just saying. I've done a lot of research that doesn't align with the Christian faith and found that a lot of research that doesn't align with the Christian faith does. It does from the perspective of the individual that perceives it, but not from the organization that directs it. Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. Sacrifice small things for the greater good. These are Christian concepts, but they're also heathen concepts. These are things that are shared between all disparate organizations. There's not a line here. You help those who cannot help themselves. That's a very Christian thought. At the same time, the Islams do it the same way. So do the heathens. Pagans, they help the least among them. This isn't specifically a Christian concept. I'm willing to accept the wealth of knowledge that comes from other cultures in that concept to inform my future generation in this concept, right? I don't believe that sacrifice is a negative thing. Me and you had a conversation about resources once. We had a conversation about what was it? Time, resources, and
talent.
Something like that. You named three things, and I was like, well, hold on. It was mercy, charity, and altruism. That's what it was. Mercy, charity, and altruism. Now, I made the statement that charity is a sacrifice made by those who could afford to do so. Altruism is something that someone does to make themselves appear better, but is yet still a sacrifice. And what was the other one? Shit, I'm too drunk to do this. Damn it.
Mercy.
Mercy. Mercy. Mercy is what you grant to people that you see as equals, but you are in a superior status to. So if you come across someone who is as good as you, as fruitful as you, as preferential, for lack of a better word. Right. Okay, so this would be different in the Sudan versus like America. These are different people, right? But anyway, mercy is the sacrifice of the strong, specifically for the weak. You don't get mercy in any direction other than downhill. I can't grant mercy to a judge who is going to judge on me. I cannot grant mercy to a person who has better status, better equivalency, better education, better, right? This is not a thing that I am permitted to do because I don't have that status to do so. The only way I can grant mercy is if I am in a position of power above the individual I'm granting it to. Yes, no?
Okay. No, I see where you're going. I see where you're going.
Right. So mercy, charity. Charity is another one of those things that you cannot make me grant charity. You can't come to me and say, hey, you've got to give money to these people because whatever. That's not a thing you can do. You can make it economically necessary. You can make it socially necessary. You can do other things to make it necessary for me to do it, where it's not a sacrifice for myself. This is where we get the concept of identity politics, that you can identify yourself, right? Charity is given to those from those with power. Much like mercy, it cannot be forced. You can't come to me as someone below my status and say, you must grant me charity because I am this status. Or can you?
I mean, what? No, you know what? No, I think you still could though, because status and mercy, they don't always go hand in hand, because you can have someone of the lowest social.
Not status. Mercy can only be granted downhill. Status is granted whenever mercy is a question.
Yeah, but downhill, the concept downhill, that's subjective, not objective. Because if you have a billionaire could be at the mercy of a pauper at any moment, if given the right conditions.
Well, okay.
Let's say a billionaire is in a car crash. The pauper has to save him from death.
If this individual has breached this individual's personal rights, has trampled on this individual's like First Amendment, Second Amendment, take your fucking pick, right? In that case, yes, a billionaire can be at the mercy of a pauper, but that billionaire will utilize every bit of his strength in resisting it. But if that pauper happens to be a situation where the billionaire believes mercy is needed, none of that will happen. He will simply give the money to them through philanthropy.
I see where you're going with it, and I'm not saying I disagree.
There's a trap here. There's a trap.
I think the only thing I disagree with is the fact that I don't think the conditions on how mercy can be doled out is that hard line. To be honest, I think there's too many variables in life where
actually is. It's totally hard line. All right, so recently I went through a hurricane, a snowstorm, and various other natural disasters that took place. Throughout that whole thing, as far as me and my neighbors were concerned, They showed up, they ate burgers, they ate hot dogs, they grabbed a steak, whatever was cooking on the grill, whatever was happening at the time, they were involved and they went back to their freaking lives and did whatever there was. Was that mercy or charity? It cost me about $900.
I mean, you obviously could drop $900 and it didn't hurt you any, so that's charity.
Then, well, I had no choice but to cook the things that were going bad. And yet, cooking it at that point in time was sort of an altruistic gesture because I could have just sat around on the ice that I had and tried to save it as long as possible. But I didn't do that. Instead, I fed everybody who happened to show up. Was that charity or mercy?
Once again, I think it's charity because you still could have preserved it for as long as possible and potentially saved it for a long later date. The potential was there.
And that's why I fucking love you, dude. Absolutely. You're right. That was mercy, charity. The whole nine comes down to the fact that and as a status war, as the Marxist fucking division that people want to put on YouTube in general, I was in a situation of plenty and others were in a situation of lack. I couldn't keep the resources I had, and so I made them useful in the circumstance. That's not something that just anyone could do. That requires the realization of what's taking place, the natural disaster that's happening, to realize that there's no recouping the loss of this food or whatever it is that's happening, and then applying it in the most effective way possible, right? I'm not trying to do the whole fucking virtue signal thing. I'm just saying that that experience taught me the difference between the concept of virtue signaling and the concept of actually doing shit to help other people. Because I didn't have to cook everything that I cooked. I could have just not. It would have been fine. Nobody would have said nothing. But instead, everybody who came up was hungry. I fed them. I did that because it's a natural disaster. I am a charitable individual.
Honestly, even if you were virtue signaling, I don't see that as such a bad thing anymore. I used to look at virtue signaling as something that was like bad just for clout chasing, but I don't look at that. I don't look at it like that anymore, only because so much bad shit happens, and so many people in the world need help, and the people and the organizations that have the ability to and have the power to give that aid to those who really need it don't, because of red tape or because of money or because of regulation, what have you. And honestly, if the everyman did more virtue signaling, even if they did it just because they want clout, right? But if the everyman did it like that, then a lot more people who need the help would get it. So I really don't I don't mind virtue signaling anymore. It doesn't bother me.
I don't have as much of an issue with virtue signaling as most YouTubers do. They see it as being an artificial thing. The reality of it is you want the clout, and so you do the good thing. The good thing gives you the clout. You're able to go do the better things that you want to do from getting that clout. I don't have an issue with this. A lot of people do. That's why I don't have an issue with Flow State. I don't have an issue with CT. I don't. These people, you can call them grifters if you want to. That's fine. But at least they're honest about what they're fucking doing. I didn't come on YouTube and be like, hey, I did this thing, I did that thing, I did another thing. None of that. All I did was take care of my family while various stresses were taking place. If anyone showed up during that time period, they also were taken care of as if they were family.
Right.
It doesn't matter really. I mean, granted, yes, all but one of the people that showed up were either family or people that I knew. There were a couple of people that showed up that I didn't know, but they did the same thing everyone else did, which was eat a couple of hot dogs, maybe a steak, piece of salmon, whatever, and sit around and bullshit and talk shit and charge their phone on the Xterra, and then they went home. Is that virtue signaling? If I didn't show anybody that happened, I know I'm talking about it now, but this is like, because I could call you and do this if you'd rather.
No, I mean it's all good. Is it virtue signaling that you fed all these people and let them charge their phones and gave them a good time?
I mean, it was just like whatever could be
Listen,
done.
I don't see a problem with that only because, like I said, even if it was virtue signaling, even if it was, I don't see how it's a bad thing because
Right.
people who could be fed were fed. The resources were going to go bad anyways. And fucking A, listen, you were going to take a loss. Why not get a social credit gain out of it to counteract it? Fuck, in that case, I would say that's the best circumstance of virtue signal. Because if you're not going to get a monetary gain, at least get a social credit gain out of it, which can lead to a monetary gain and can offset your losses.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, I'm from a very small town. None of that came into the consideration of what was taking place. Like in the reality of the moment, all I did was look at the fact that I was going to lose a shitload of meat all in my freezer. If I don't do something with it in the next 48 hours, something's going to happen. So, of course, I started smoking it, cooking it, various other things that I could do to preserve it. In the process of doing that, other people showed up, and most of it was devoured in the process of doing it. I have no issues with that. That's not a problem. I don't consider that a bonus or a negative. I consider it a bonus in the sense that, like, it was used, at least it wasn't thrown away, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what I would have done otherwise. Like, even if nobody had showed up, had I been out in the middle of nowhere and I had exactly the same circumstance, I would have done exactly the same thing I did, because that's the best way to preserve the energy and the resources and everything. Because I grew up in a very rural environment where like things like smoking and canning and long-term storage was a thing that doesn't involve refrigeration. And so when I realized refrigeration was going to be an issue, I started doing things that didn't require refrigeration, right? That's
Okay.
not necessarily charity. The charity, the mercy, all of that comes about by what you do with that material, what you do with that resource once you have it and it's in a stable environment and you decide what to do with it, right? So, like, I can't do mercy unless someone is available to which to do mercy for.
You know, Sasquatch, no, I'm not going to say this on live, but this is the next part I want to say, I'll rather say in private. I'd rather
You
say this
do.
next part in private. No. It's
We got
not. It's
10
nothing
minutes.
bad.
We got
It's
10
nothing bad.
minutes and that's it.
Okay. Are you gonna go to bed after this? You going to bed? You gonna sleep it off? Right.
I was kind of thinking about watching Stargate the movie, actually.
Great movie. Great movie.
Yeah.
You know they made 2 more after the fact, right?
Yeah, no.
But they
I
went
really
straight to
didn't
DVD.
like that third one, actually. The one that's like the series collection, Catherine.
No, you mean the Ark of Truth?
Yeah. Yes.
That's how you know Stargate had to be very careful because they couldn't touch on Christianity too much, even though they still did, because they do allude to Christ being an ascended being, to Christ being an ancient, which I think would have been cool
Actually,
because you know why?
They alluded to Christ being an ascended being without him necessarily having to be an ancient, but having the same concepts as ancients did in his time, which is a distinction.
And keep in mind, they also alluded to Satan. Satan was one of the Goa'uld. Satan was a Goa'uld, by the way. And they had an Unas as this herald. Satan
Oh my
was
God,
a
the
Goa'uld.
Unas. You love that shit.
The Unas were the first hosts. Bro, I'll tell you what, man. Listen, if I wanted to make a nerd out channel, I really could, but that's low hanging fruit. Maybe I should just go grift mode, bro. Because I'm 1% Jewish. Maybe I should just embrace that side, just go full grift mode, and just fucking get all the money I can.
Hold up.
You know, because I'm fighting over here to get monetized. And for some reason, politics and news isn't doing it. Maybe I should just do that. Maybe I should just go full on grift mode.
No,
the algorithm don't like me.
No, the algorithm doesn't like your genre.
I guess not.
World politics versus American politics is not a friendly zone.
Yeah, I know.
You could go to, say, Culture War, any fucking area, anywhere, and your ass would be a 2,000, 3,000 subscriber channel in 6 months.
But I don't want to be disingenuous the whole time, man, because then I'm
Is
just
it
fake.
disingenuous?
That's shitty.
Sir, let me ask you this question, and then you answer it honestly, and we'll discuss it. Is it disingenuous to utilize content already created to promote your own concepts of what should be?
No, I
We can
would
do
say
this, then we can do this with any series, any movie, any data that has been created previous to what we discuss. We can do this. We can have that conversation. We can do that fucking discussion. We can break it down to the nth degree. And that is fully within the fair use doctrine.
I can see. I see what you're saying. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. I see what you're
No one
saying.
else does. They all think I'm nuts. I firmly believe that when I try, all right, I'm a YouTuber. Occasionally I try to make a video. I'll be like, hey, I've got this great idea. I'm going to go make this video. It's going to have all the details, all the things, and all the stuff. And then I find out someone else has done it better than I was planning on doing it. So do I waste my time doing a half-ass imitation of something someone else has done? Or do I go and take the pristine version of something that I had conceived that someone else has created and go, all right, this guy did it very well. He did an amazing job. The music, the editing, all of that stuff is great. The details is what I want to discuss. I don't like this particular point. I think he's wrong on this. And we discuss it. That is your classic reaction stream. That is why I don't make videos specifically to react to myself. I've done this a few times. My videos are not as good as fucking Potato or Wendigoon or people who do this as a profession, right? I am more interested in the accuracy of the discussion than I am in who fucking did it.
Damn. Yeah. Sasquatch, man, I kind of think you should make a second channel so you can get it monetized. It's not fair that you have this channel right now that's not that is not monetized. You should be able to monetize it. I think it's unfair.
You know, it's funny. I broke my phone about a month and a half ago. Last week, this actually maybe either this week or this past week has been the first week I've had that I didn't gain subscribers. At least one. I lost 7 subscribers over the last week. I think it's because I'm a shorts channel.
Oh wow.
I haven't done shorts in almost 3 months since the election, since I broke my phone.
And have you lost more subs since then?
About 25 total. But I pick up subs through my live streams that I don't or that I wouldn't ordinarily have through shorts, right? So Monday, I'm going to try to work out how to get my truck back. Tuesday, I'm going to replace my phone.
Okay.
And once I have my phone, I've been meaning to do this. I've been sick. I've been busy. I've been running around doing stuff for kids and stuff. I've been busy as fuck.
Right.
So busy that I haven't even been doing YouTube at all. But I've also lost my voice, and all of that went in together. And I was like, fuck it, whatever. I'm gonna go replace my phone, get a camera that I could actually do reactions with, and we'll see where that goes from there. I've been technically waiting until I either reached a 0 or a negative count for a 28-day period. I know no one understands me. That's fine.
Okay. All right, bro. Your life, man. Who am I to judge?
You can judge if you want, man. I mean, like I'm just like I judge motherfuckers because I feel like it. I got time. We also have 2 minutes, so like figure it out.
I hope you're going to bed after this. Well, you say you're going to watch Stargate. Watch Stargate till you pass out.
I was gonna put I was thinking about putting on a Stargate movie and watching it.
There you go. Watch that till you pass out, bro. And drink some water while you're at it. Drink some water.
I've got water. It's right here. No, dude, have I ever told you my last name?
Yes, I know your last name. You don't have to say it. Don't talk.
I'm a professional alcoholic and I know how to deal with a hangover.
Okay, I'm just saying, bro. I just want to make sure. Drink some water. Maybe get yourself a snack while you're at it. Something that's very starchy.
Waffle House after this. I don't know
who's driving you? Are you walking? Okay, there you go. All right, cool. All right, cool.
It's only like a block and a half away. I might walk. She might drive. I'm not sure which.
There you go. You're in the South, so it can't be that cold. So you'd be able to walk. Probably need a light jacket, if that.
My AC is on.
Oh my god. It must not be that cold at all, then.
It's like 73 degrees outside, I think.
All right, that's what we got. 10 seconds. What do you want to say? We got 10 seconds left.
I'm gonna do this thing right here. This is the thing I'm gonna do.
Wow. But it's a lucky thing I had my pieces.
Your pieces?
My guns.
Oh.
Anyway, I started blasting. Bang! Wow. Bang! No, I don't see so good, so I missed. Then they ran away. I ran after them.
Okay.
Bang! Try to shoot them in the back. But I don't run so good either. Anyway, you guys all think I'm a hero, and I'll accept that.
Sorry. Good news, though. We're going to have to move the party somewhere a little bit more private, but you're all invited. Lorenzo will give you the details. Yeah!
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the